Like that. A very good evening. You are just tuning in. Lovely to have your company with the wonderful Leonie.
Hello.
The master of just creating. And perfect, really, for All in Create. For the one-day special that we have for you this evening. Only launched an hour ago. And already I can tell you there's a big bundle here up for grabs. And 40% of that big bundle has already been allocated. We've already had a sellout on the show for some of the individual pieces. We'll come to that. But we'll just go through the one-day special and the elements, and then we can show you the way you can really make your savings. So, Leonie, to start off with, we got our... should I just run through the whole thing and then you go in detail?
Yeah.
OK, so Leonie, the expert will be here in a second. I'll just tell you what you're going to get and item numbers and all that. You've got your 3 dies to start with, you can see here. On here, you're going to be saving £5 here. So the whole thing here will give you £38.97. Usual price, $43.97. 270852. The one-day special, as it stands, those 3, 1/4 of the stock has already been allocated after the first hour's launch of the one-day special. These elements are available individually. In the last day, if you want to catch up with Rewind, you'll see Leonie's been working with this already for you. But all that is for you for 270852 with a £5 saving. Now, if you're looking for your larger stencils, then never fear, because we've got some here. We've got the 3 that you can see down the front there. Again, these have already been worked. We looked at this one earlier on being used with Leonie. Those are lovely size. Great, these. Absolutely beautiful. Brand new on the show. These, again, are £29.97. 848484 for your 3 large stencils. And we've also got a set of the 2 A6 size stencils as well that are here for you. And these are beautiful. We've got Ring the Changes and we've got Dahlias. Now, these individually were available. The Dahlias is still available as it stands, but the Ring the Changes has actually sold out individually. The Dahlias are actually limited individual, so the best chance of getting these are on their own as this set, 112619, or... these are also included in the large complete bundle, which will give you not only the elements individually, it would also give you the savings you would get on the, let's say, for example, the one-day special, £5 off on that on the one-day special. But if you get them as part of the bundle, you get the whole lot, everything, plus another saving of another £5 on top of that. Now, if you're a Freedom member, you can also get this for £68.33. That's give you a £12.59 saving on top of your one-day special. And you can also pay in 2 easy instalments. Each instalment you're looking at is £34.17, including your P&P, and that is interest-free. That bundle, 594053, and I can tell you now, over 40% of the stock has now already gone 1 hour into the launch of your one-day special. So, that's all your facts and figures, your number crunching and all of that stuff. Let's now talk about how we can use these and who will use these if they've just tuned in to us.
Absolutely. Everybody can use them, and anybody. So, first of all, the dies. The dies are cool.
Yeah.
These are different. They're really unique. They're very, very usable. If you're just using elements, if you're using the whole die, if you're using the bits that fall out, they are cool. The big dies, I mean, the packaging, it doesn't look as big on the packaging, but the big dies, and they've got that scribbly look. They've got that really nice mixed media look, that papasha look, quite frankly. Seriously cool dies. So that's the first element. That's your one-day special, but obviously you're getting it in your big bundle.
Like those.
The 3 big stencils. Now, I adore these. They're absolutely sensational. Now, I'm not sure. Let me have a look. Are they all designed by Olga, the stencils? Right, yes.
Someone's asked that, I think.
Our Lottie's checked them out.
Thank you, Anne. Thank you. Yes, they are, yeah.
They're superb.
They're beautiful. They really are.
Superb. I mean, this is the thing about All and Create. The designers are phenomenal. You know, when you look at that, there's so many different elements in that. I love that. Tomorrow I will definitely be using the gel plate, because they lend themselves to everything, but they lend themselves to the gel plate. Beautiful big designs, really, really statement pieces. And obviously with these, you might be using a tiny little element, you might be using the full thing. I adore these.
They are beautiful.
They're incredible. And I think, like before, when we've had stencils, we had one, the sunflower one. I think if you're an All and Create fan, then you know the sunflower one. That sold out time after time after time.
Yes, yeah.
These are off the same vein. in.
Right.
We've then got the 2 smaller
Oh, yeah.
stencils, which I'll just try on good. So with the 2 smaller stencils, again, absolutely fabulous, because of course there's loads of ways that you can use them. The smaller ones will run through your die cutting machine, so if you want to emboss them, you've got that option. But you're using your inks, your paste, your spritzers, you know, literally everything and anything. And everything is a standalone product.
Yeah.
You know, you could use any of these products with your flowers, for instance, with butterflies. It can be pretty.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be heavily mixed media if you don't want it to be. If you want it to be heavily mixed media, I mean, look at that piece. That is sensational.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
So
Very
you can
dramatic.
really mix it up. You know, it is up to you how you use these. You don't have to use the full thing. I mean, when you look at that, it's just a little bit of those stencils used on that one, which looks really pretty. And that's the thing, you see. I love that.
That's lovely, isn't it?
How
Yeah.
cool is that? It's so different. That is so different. And this is why I adore seeing the work from the design team. Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
design teams are phenomenal.
Yeah.
Without them, our shows would be so boring. They are absolutely essentially design teams, but it's so inspirational seeing what they come out
But
with.
that again, that's very feminine kind of feel, and look
beautiful.
at that, isn't
It's
it?
so
But
pretty.
simple, really
Yeah.
simple, but beautiful.
Simple but effective. That one, you just saw me, you know, using spritzers, but then obviously picking up the ink afterwards. And that's the kind of
That's
thing
nice,
that you
isn't
can
it?
create. Absolutely gorgeous. I love this tiny little tag. I mean, how pretty is that? That's using the big stencil, one of the big A4 stencils on that, which obviously you can just pick out elements. With this one, that's one of the stamps that, of course, we've always got on the website, which is amazing. And that is actually cutting the die out of the 3D foam sheet that I was doing in the first hour, and then refilling. The big stencil there. Now, that is amazing. That has taken some time from Janet, because what she's done, she's actually inked through the stencil, but then she's gone round every part of that stencil with a fine liner pen.
Oh, is that right? Wow.
All of this is through. I think I'm right there, aren't I, Janet? You've gone and drawn round every single element. That must have took you ages. It's absolutely gorgeous.
That is lovely, though.
But
I
yeah,
love that.
and actually, Lottie said about it being mindful, things like that. You lose yourself, and
Yeah.
it's a lovely place to be actually, because you get something beautiful after. But yeah, we've loads of samples, so we'll show you something different every time.
There is so much from this bundle. There is so much in there. If you think about them individually, but then the elements of those individually, you've got so many different variables in it that will work. Now, all of these are available on the website, of course, on hochanda.com if you'd like to look through there. Don't forget, we have had sellouts on those individually. If you'd like to go for the bundle, excuse me, over 40% of the stock has already gone. I really do advise you to get this into your bundle, into your basket as quickly as you possibly can, if you possibly can, if you want to go for this. Because don't forget, the bundles where the biggest savings are. Really is a fantastic opportunity for you. And maybe it's your first chance of going for All and Create. Maybe you've not used this sort of their work before. So what a chance to have a go at this. Take the savings and have fun and enjoy. Don't forget, we are live for the next hour, of course, here with Leonie with this one-day special. If you have any questions for Leonie, studio at Hochanda, we'd love to have your questions. We can pass them on to Leonie and to do our best to ask and watch them as well. If you missed our first hour, where we were really going into some detail on just working with one of the one-day specials, just one, to see how versatile they are individually. Just 2 pieces of cards, 2 different colours, and the actual pass once through to the cutting device, and you're getting something quite magical with that already. It was phenomenal, really. Check that out on Rewind if you want to just sort of see right to basics how these work so nicely, black card and white card. Now, are we
That's
picking
a
up...
cutting device.
Well, I didn't know if I could go, you know, brand or whatever, but you know what I mean.
It makes me go, a cutting device.
Cutting device.
Cutting device. Now, I must
scissor.
admit, right? Yeah, your scissors. You can't use it with scissors. You will need a die cut machine.
Yeah.
So I kind of started playing. This is what I do, right?
Right.
I'm going to put some black on it.
Yeah.
And I did kind of put black on it. I do this, I get a bit carried away.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, there's not... I quite liked it with the colour in the middle.
Don't panic.
But I trust you.
It is funny.
Gesso.
That was gesso. That's why you're going to be putting black gesso on it. What I wanted to do was put black in
Middle.
between. Yeah, it didn't work.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Hey, look, I'm
and I
not judging.
thought I might as well, because I said I would carry on, I thought, you know what, I'm going to show this, because you might as well see when you do something and it's like, oh, I'm not sure about that. Okay, what I'm doing now, I'm actually scrubbing it. Now, I haven't got, what haven't I got? I haven't got my sanding block. I would actually have a bit of a sand. Oh, Kirsty's on the run. But now this is interesting. As I do this, it's burnishing the actual. Now look at that. I like things like this because I didn't know that would happen. So can you see that has burnished the actual gesso?
Ooh.
Boom, we were meant to do that.
See?
See?
I absolutely knew you'd come through.
I love experimenting on live telly. It's like, oh, what's going to happen with that? Well, I don't know. Let's have a see. What I were expecting it to do would come off a bit like this because I'm, you know, scrubbing it a bit. But actually what it's done is burnish it, which I'm happy with. That looks lovely. We'll keep it like that then. So, now, what I'm going to do, I'm layering. So I'm going to take one of my, let me get this. One would think because we've had a few minutes I would have got myself organised, wouldn't one? Oh no. Right, so take my embossing pad. And what I'm going to do, oh, Kirsty, you're a superhero, thank you. Kirsty has found one of the sanding blocks. Thank you, my duck. So I'm going into...
It's a nice new one as well, I think.
Oh, posh. I'm going into my embossing ink. Okay, so this is just a clear ink. I mean, I could actually cut this from double-sided adhesive and actually just put embossing powder over the top of it, but I'm doing it like this. So you've got loads of ways of making it glazed, and that's what I want. I want these to have a bit of a glaze on them. So just going on with the embossing. Now, I haven't got all of that, but to be fair, I don't actually want to completely cover it. So I'm not going to, don't be obsessive. I'm telling myself that. Did you notice? That was me telling myself.
I heard.
Yeah,
I did,
yeah. It's quite embarrassing, is that? You like, you know, when you are literally talking to yourself on telly.
Well, it depends what you're saying.
Yeah, true. That were okay. At least it was craft related.
That was safe.
It's fine. It's happy. So I have actually covered it, but that's all right. I just wouldn't swear on purpose. By accident, though, you know, sometimes.
You are all lady. I do not believe you know any naughty words.
Never swear me, never.
Exactly.
Just blood and sand. Oh, blood and sand. When I used to work at a solicitor's many, many moons ago,
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, I never knew that.
I was a trainee legal exec. And all right.
Oh.
It wasn't for me.
Oh.
I know, it just wasn't for me. And then I worked in a stockbrokers.
My
and
goodness.
I used to deal with peps and ices, and all right.
Peps and ices?
Peps and
like
ices.
Ice creams for dogs.
I wish. No.
No.
Peps and ices.
Oh, no.
And I had to blag that one because I didn't know what a pep were. And I've managed to personal equity plan, boom. But it was replaced by the individual savings accounts. But there you go.
Then you'd notice.
I know, right? I remember something. But I had to blagged my interview. And I'm just embossing these, so I can tell a tale while I'm embossing. So I read, before my interview, I read the Financial Times, so the papers are available, but they're not pink. So I read the Financial Times, and it had a piece about where I was going for an interview. How lucky were I? So I memorised the piece on this company, and I went for my interview and literally just recounted what I'd memorised. So I still knew nothing about it, but because I'd memorised it, it sounded like I actually knew what I was on about.
And you got the job?
Yeah, man.
How bad must the other people have been that didn't get it?
I know, right?
And you did it on the back of a newspaper clipping.
I know. But you see, I used to be able
with respect,
to.
by the way.
Oh no, I mean, I absolutely had no idea. And when I started the job, it was like, oh. But it was fun. I was there years. I was there young.
That one piece of newspaper under your arms for every day.
And I said to my boss, you know, I blagged this. He said, oh, well, yeah, he was very polite about it.
Ah, you see?
Sort of. So
this
it
is better.
was fine.
This is better as a job.
Yeah. Well, but it was lovely. I had a lovely time. But I used to craft up because we used to do craft fairs and stuff. So I used to craft really late into the night, which meant when I got to work, I was absolutely shattered. So I used to take 10-minute breaks and have a nap in the toilet. In the toilet. Classy.
Wow.
Stay classy, everyone.
Wow. Did they get to know that? Did they?
No, I didn't
No.
tell him that bit. I
No.
told him I blagged my interview, but I didn't tell him I were always having 10-minute breaks. I think they decided I had a really bad stomach.
If you recognise
like,
Jodie
oh,
from a
she's-
previous place of work, please let us know.
They
Studio
were like,
Hochanda.
vegetarian. That are a veggie then. Oh, she's vegetarian. She's always in toilet. Stop in a nap.
Wow.
Anyway.
Wow.
So,
Oh,
you emboss
that was-
these. I'm double this one. I'm doing a bit extra.
I'm
on
loving
that
this.
one.
I love a little chat show here. It's nice. Not Jonathan Ross.
And do you know what else I used to? So we used to do the craft fairs. Now this bit, this is one of my my embossing powders, so it's all mixed. So when you put that on, you're getting loads of different colours on there, which looks really quite cool, like that. I used to craft ink car. We used to go in. There are a few of us in car, and I used to sit in middle. And then Maureen and Mandy used to be either side, but I used to be making teddy bears out of Feefo clay with a scalpel. It were when I dropped the scalpel. I'd be like, ladies, don't move, I've dropped a scalpel. In the car.
In a car.
Driving to Manchester. And all right.
I mean, we don't.
Oh,
avoid that.
how we lived. Don't. I wouldn't recommend that.
Well, do
at
try it at home.
home.
Don't try it in the car.
Yeah, don't try it.
That's the difference.
Don't try it in a moving car.
Don't try the moving car.
No,
And
but
don't
you know,
drop the scalpel.
I had a lot of work to do.
Wow.
Okay.
Gesso can't cover that up.
Couldn't have done that. Oh yeah, that was Jane Davenport. Yes. Anne asked a question. Jane Davenport
Oh.
inks. That's what I used before I went and slapped loads of black gesso on it. But it's okay, because look, now we'll come in. So the lovely thing is with these dies, these are the kind of dies that whatever you've done, it's like, oh yeah, that can look really quite cool.
Yeah.
So bringing that in now. And at first it's like, oh, not sure, Leonie. But if you remember, we did in the last hour. Oh, it's there in front of me. In the last hour,
Yeah. Oh,
we
yes,
did this
yes,
bit.
yep.
So we can start filling back in again. I'm going to glue it down first of all because I don't want this to go anywhere.
They look
So,
lovely. Now you've done the embossing with that.
Yeah.
They look
Yeah.
fantastic, don't they?
And
Just
it-
on their own, even.
Yes, and it's just giving it that gorgeous glazed effect. I mean, embossing powders are brilliant because it's quick to do. You could cut it out of, maybe you're going to cut it out of a gloss black card, which
Yep.
would look absolutely beautiful,
Yeah.
of course. Or you can use, your glossy accents or something similar when you've actually got it on. But embossing powders are good because you can get different depths. Like with that one, I've had a different powder on, but also because if you use a detailed powder, you're going to get all the detail. Whereas if you're putting on your glossy accents, it can be a little bit of a faff.
Okay, okay.
With that. So, yeah, so that's nicer. Now, I'm actually, because of the way I'm lining this up, so that one there is going to go into the flowers. I don't want that. So I'm going to, because it'll get lost, I don't want it to get lost. So I'm just snipping that off as such, doing that like that,
Oh,
but
yeah,
then
yeah.
extending it. So I'm not going to waste, you don't waste anything. So bringing that and actually
Oh, you're just moving it up.
extending. And it's lovely to extend the image anyway, and I love it because you've got so many different bits. Like that looks like a bracelet because you've got that,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
a
it
little
does,
ring
doesn't it?
at
Yeah.
the bottom. I mean, you could probably make gorgeous jewellery pieces out of this, to be fair. Okay, so now I can paper piece. Now, the lovely thing is with this, it's already die cut. It's already got the adhesive on it. So when I'm actually coming in, you'll notice what I should have done first. When I actually come in now, I can start paper piecing this in perfectly. So just bring that down a bit. Sorry, I should have put this in before I glued that down.
No, but it wouldn't be as much fun.
It wouldn't be as much fun. Now, I don't know whether to do it all. I'm tempted to just do part of it, like the
Okay.
middle section. Let's have
Yeah.
a look. Oh, that's quite good. It ripped off some of the stuff. Hey, and I was saying as well about, look,
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah,
I've
don't
pulled
throw it away.
this, because I've pulled this out now, there's no way I'm getting that back in the die, so put it on your little old sheet. So this one now.
Oh, I dropped them all.
Uh-oh. See, now I think that, because I think maybe, our Kirsty's on it, I think maybe just this middle section will look cool. See, with this, imagine the possibilities again. Imagine all the different things you could do with it. I love things like this because they are so cool. There we go.
See, that's nice, isn't it? Look at that with that.
So I kind of like just that highlighted. I think that looks quite cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I could put the other element in. Let's have a see.
Yeah.
Sorry, Scott.
All right,
I do that thing where I stop.
I'm just holding, just, you know.
I do this with like cups of water. I'll kind of look where I'm aiming and then stop looking. So that hand, I leave it to its own device.
Right.
I do this a lot.
Okay.
And I miss all the time. I'll be putting it on a table, a cup of water, do it all the time. And I'll look at it and go, yeah, I know where that's going. So carry on with that and then leave this hand.
And
miss the table.
Success rate, I was going to say.
Yeah, success rate is really low.
Yeah.
It's a really weird thing. It's a really weird...
But at least you know it, though.
Yeah, but I don't change it. No. It's well weird. Right, what do we think? I think the middle section. Middle section. Because I think that just highlights that bit. I think I kind of like that. Do I? Yeah, I'm having that. Thanks, Scott.
All right.
So, we're having the middle section because I think that looks cool.
I do like that.
And then, doesn't it? Looks nice, does that? But then I might just bring in, I've got just a little sentiment like that.
Nice.
That says dream without fear. Dream without fear. And actually, I mean, you could bring that in anywhere, but I quite like it on here, like so. So I'll glue that down with my gel medium in a second when I go and find it. Now, to actually finish this piece, so something like this, it'll sit beautifully into your art journal. You know, if you've got a nice big art journal, but something like... when you're doing pieces like this that are bigger pieces, these look beautiful framed. You know, you could, and you don't need to leave it here. You could add stamps onto it. You know, you could do so many different things.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to just show the stencil just with a couple of the dies, because I think this collection, because it is so usable, it gives you so many different options. So it's nice just showing how easy it is to use as is. And I'm chopping off some of the elements. As ever, it's really interesting what a difference that makes.
Yeah.
As soon as you shrink it down, it really makes a difference. Also, taking that now and taking my black ink pad, I'm watching that lump of glue that I've got on my thing. So get in this and we'll just go around the edges now. So with my black ink again, it doesn't need to be black. If you want it to be nice and bright, you can do that, but I'm terrible. Everything's black around the edges. It just looks good, you know. It's like it just emphasises everything in the inside. It just looks cool. So bringing that in just like that. I'm not being particularly careful with it either, because I kind of like it that, you know, when it does come in a little bit, I quite like that.
Yeah.
And even bringing it into the image a little bit as well. Now, I'll tell you what would look nice with this one. Actually, I'd quite like a little bit of, I tell you what we're going to use.
Go on.
And we're going to use a cheeky bit of washi tape.
Oh.
So, I'll stick this down first of all. I'm going to use, because it's got so much stuff on there, I'm going to use my double-sided tape. So just using a little bit of double-sided, because it's still a bit warped, you know, because I put loads of stuff on it, and I wasn't using a watercolour cardstock either. I was just using card I'd found, to be fair. I think I'm saying card that I've found, it's probably going to be Mr. Phil Martin's card is this one. So because it's, you know, not really made for absolutely saturating.
And you did quite a lot of spritzing with the water.
Absolutely. So it's got movement going on, but if you use your double-sided adhesive, it means that it'll anchor it down for you. So it really, really works. Now let me just do that and then pull that in and then do this one. So we've got our double-sided adhesive, easy lift double-sided adhesive that makes life a lot easier. And then we'll put this onto black. I will cut that black card down. So I've just matte and layered those two edges.
See, that again makes it, doesn't it? Again with the
as soon as you put it, on a black. So you can imagine if you're framing this, you know, with a black mount round it. Like if you're framing a piece like this, you put it on a white background, and then you'd have a mount. So that would be onto a flat white.
Okay.
Then you'd have a raised mount round it, a raised black mount. And things like that, they just look so effective. Right. Because they are your arts, you know, this is your artwork, and it's absolutely individual.
I think this is
every single time, it's always going to be individual. Now, something like this would really work with, and I don't know if I will have some. It'll really work, with, I don't know where I've put it. Wait, sorry everybody at home, this is standard Leone.
Can we help? What are we looking for?
I'm looking for my gilding waxes, which are probably
right.
in one of these.
Love a bit of gilding wax.
A bit of cheeky bit of gilding wax.
Yeah, no. Under the counter?
Under the counter. Boom. God, you're on fire, Kirsty. You're on fire. Boom. That's spotted that. It's doing the happy dance. So,
right, go on. Bit of gilding, right.
Bit of gilding. So just using a little bit.
That wasn't the colours I was expecting.
A blue get well look. Because look, it matches.
Yeah,
So it's bringing that in. So, of course, where I've gessoed, I meant to do that. Because now, you see, it sits over that black gesso absolutely beautifully. See, look at that. And on the die, it looks fabulous. So I'm leaving the white as it is. I'll probably get a little bit carried away because, because I always do, because that's got embossing powder on it. I might be able to lift it back off a little bit. See, on that black, doesn't that look good?
Yeah, you see.
Don't get carried away, Leone. Never get carried away. Lift it back off a little bit because I'm getting carried away.
That's nice,
oh, that looks lovely. Yeah, that absolutely makes it. See, look at that. That is so beautiful. Like that. And then pop a bit down here as well. Yeah, really chuffed about that. That looks... Oh, she's going for it now. The gilding wax on everything.
Step away from the gilding wax.
That's lovely. If anybody wants to know, that's a Pentart gilding wax that I've used on there, which is gorgeous. Cool. The white bit now absolutely pops. Looks really, really cool. There was something else that, the washer. Now, I don't know if I need this. The lovely thing with your washer, because it's low tack, it's very forgiving. So you can put it on and decide. You know, if you decide no, it actually definitely doesn't need it, then you just rip it back off again. I'm thinking the colour palette that I'm using, because I'm not sure if the bronze works with that colour palette. I think that black. Shall I gesso it? I'll gesso it. I'll gesso it. Of course I will. If it goes wrong, it doesn't matter. And this is a lovely thing about all of this. It doesn't matter. So
again, just to recap on your ingredients in here as well. So we had the larger of the stencils that came with a set of 3 in there. You've got the die. You've got two dies that have been used in there, haven't you?
Yes.
That were part on the one-day special that was involved in that. And then basically you've used... well, you've done a few colours in there in the middle, your mediums there, just carded.
Yeah. And it just, stencil.
But the nice thing about them, they really work nicely together.
Oh, they look so good together. And everything does that. Yeah. The lovely thing about this, you could use it with anything. Yeah. You know, whatever you've got at home, all of these will mix and match perfectly in. And that's the lovely thing about all of this. See, now you might not be able to see that at home. We can. Yeah. And that is that dream without fear. I really like that, and it's just getting your placement. You know, I love it just there. I think that looks absolutely perfect. Because that's going across like that, I want something going across like this. Okay, just to create that balance. This is where all these little scraps really come in. So you'll have loads of scraps. You know, I was saying about the last hour, I was saying about you cutting scraps of paper out. This is where all of these really come in. So if I just take that little bit there, trim it, and I love doing this. So the actual die, just trimming that off and having that come in.
Oh, I see.
Like
yes,
that.
yeah.
So where I've got that here, that'll come here. So it balances.
That's great.
And it's always a really nice way of working, because it shows you where, you know, it sort of shows your eye where it needs to, where it needs to go.
Your eye's drawn to that.
Like you could do it that way, but I like it there. So I'm not going to glaze this one because I want this one to be different. You know, I like the matte against the glaze. I think that looks really cool. So just bringing that underneath there. It's kind of handy the flowers aren't stuck properly either. Obviously didn't mean to do that, so that's good.
You could have got away with that planned.
And I'll just make sure, no, right, it wasn't planned. Just make sure those flowers are stuck down. If I wanted to, I like that too. It's worked, hasn't it? For you, that were. Oh, it a miss, weren't it? Where did I put my things again there? So I could bring in that blue again, just a tiny bit, and then I'll stop because I feel I'm going to get carried away. And then I haven't glued this down yet, have I? So I just take that on there. Because it's gessoed, I can obviously put my gilding on there. And that then, I need to glue it down, but I need to get my doodah, what's it?
Oh, yeah, that.
Again. Gel medium, thank you. Lottie's filling in all the blanks. It is a little bit like, what's she on about now? Blankety blank?
Yeah.
See, so I'll glue that down, but I'm pretty chuffed with that. If I just lift that up. And I love it because, okay, it was one thing, then it became something completely different. With the black in the centre.
Look at the result.
And you don't, like the black in the centre now, it actually works.
Yeah.
Because that sat behind there, it does give it that drop shadow straight away. And it's meant that I've really emphasised that, and that is using the 3D, the double-sided adhesive, which works beautifully.
A lovely project. That was great to watch that from start to finish. Thank you for that, mate. That was absolutely lovely. I hope that's inspired already, that you can think about, how you might want to use some of these that are there for the bundle or the one-day special for you. We're going to go through that in more detail for you in a second, but you may well know that there's a craft along coming up this Sunday. It is a little bit too late to be able to get everything you need to craft along with it in time for that, but you can, of course, carry on watching that on the web for the next 3 weeks. So, to tell you a bit more about that, have a little look at this.
Would you like to improve your crafting techniques by watching and crafting along with your favourite Hochanda guest demonstrators, or from the comfort of your own home? If the answer is yes, then we are excited to invite you to Craft Along, where you, our presenters and guests, will create an amazing array of projects throughout the year. Each month we will be bringing you a brand new kit that you can purchase on the day of each show. Or, if you pre-order your kit, you will receive £5 off a purchase of £20 or more of any additional products featured within our Craft Along brand shop that month. So tune in, be inspired and create with Craft Along, your monthly crafting workshop.
Rightio. So, just remember, of course, that will be available for you on the Sunday, but you can still do it for 3 weeks after, even if you don't get the stuff in time to do the actual craft along on the 19th itself. Now then, here is everything you're going to be getting in the craft along bundle that you can see here. Of course, you're going to get your 3 stamp sets there. You're going to get the cup full of wishes, painting numbers and heartfelt. 993235 with Tracy Evans this Sunday, 2 p.m, £37.97 is what you're looking at there. Lovely. And if you are going on then to be involved in that one, I hope you enjoy that. We'd love to know what your feedback is on that as well, of course, for Tracy. Right then, so great to have your company here. Thank you so much. We've got the one-day special that you've seen elements of. In fact, we were using one of them as the centrepiece to what you've seen Leonie working with in the last half an hour or so. But actually, as part of the one-day special, you're getting 3 of these dies, and they are lovely. And in fact, even on their own, you might think actually quite small, but actually they're quite big. They're fairly large, the sizable pieces to work with on these, actually. And the 3 you're going to be getting is Code, that you can see here at the side. You've got Bursting Buds, and you've also going to have Cells. Now, they're the 3 that you're going to get. 270852, £38.97. As it is the one-day special, you're getting a £5 saving on that, of course, for the one-day special itself. But again, use them individually, perfect on those little section. You can just get a really big image actually with just using those, chop and changing, cutting them, using them as they are, and it's a lovely, lovely piece. So that's your one-day special that you can see there, which is great. Now, we've also got for you the large excuse me, the large stencils that you can see down here as well. These are beautiful. That you've got actually profusion, you've got abundance, and you've also got twirling tendrils. Now, they are large and beautiful on their own in A4 size, and there's so many lovely individual elements, actually. If you look here, for example, just looking there, you've got all sorts from also like New York skyline areas you might find to plumage as well, the feathers that might go in, lovely swirls and scrolls that will work. So there's so much in there individually, let alone as one whole piece. Each one of those, 848484, just £29.97. Beautiful. Brand new on the show for you today. They've also got two other stencils that are A6 in size, these two here that you can see. Now you've got Ring the Changes and the Dahlias. Dahlias is in fact already limited stock. Ring the Changes has in fact sold out individually, but they are available if you want to go for this set where you get both of them. That's for £11.98. That's 112619. The other way of making sure you get those that have sold out already is to buy them in the entire bundle. Now, we are approaching half the stock of the entire bundle now to be allocated. Fantastic deal here, because not only do you get these £5 savings, etc., on these individually, you're also going to get an additional £5 saving as well on the overall bundle. 594053 to go for this. If you're a Freedom member, I'm sure you're already reaping the rewards, but delivered to your door with an extra £12.59 saving is £68.33 for the entire lot. Now, if you want to spread the cost, you can do it on your flexi-buy. That's two payments, of course, for Freedom members of £34.17. Don't forget, that includes your P&P. If you're not to worry, you can get it for £75 or so, which is working out at two payments of £37.96, and your P&P is on your first payment. Now, the lovely thing about this entire bundle is there's so many different options of what you can actually create. Whether you want to go for quite a feminine look, quite a dainty look, or whether you want to sort of make it quite grungy and quite sort of metallic and a real wonderful kind of feel about that, you can do. There's so many lovely different elements. This one here, as you can see, it's one of those larger stencils just used as a whole there, of course, and then been accented and worked beautifully. That's the larger. Here's the one that was made on the show earlier on with Leonie again. That one that's from your one-day special, again, used it as a way as a stencil, as well as then, obviously, the image itself. And there's a different style, again, using the same one. But this time it's carried on, as you can see, to create that lovely square all the way around. Let's brew... oh, here we go. We've got the finishing touch of what Leonie's been working on in the last half an hour. And doesn't that look amazing, where it catches the light? That really is fantastic. But again, another fantastic example of how these can really work collectively. They do look lovely. How about this as well? Different sections used at the back there to your for your background on that, so I've used it through. But you really do. This is a real myriad here. Everything together here that you can see, which is lovely. Very dainty. Again, the background here, what you can see with that lovely images. Again, the one from the one-day special being used in the centre there. Different style again with the same one again from the one-day special. What about the sort of the larger scale with one of those larger A4 stencils used as a whole? There are so many different ways of working, but you're going to have a lot of fun creating with this. There's no right or wrong, just have a play, as Leonie was saying for this, which is lovely. These, of course, and much more that's available on the show is all there for you on the website. If you'd like to shop ahead on there, you can do on Hochanda.com. Pop those into your basket and do take advantage of these. Now, of course, if you are a big fan of All and Crate already, you already know what kind of lies ahead for you if you want. If you want to, you can shop by brand, of course. If you know exactly what you're looking for, get in there and get these in your basket and get crafted. Lovely thing about, don't forget, you can spread the cost if you want to go for your flexi buy and really help, of course, spread that and make it a little bit easier for us at the beginning of a year. Shouldn't get in the way of our crafting, though, should it? So, lots to find on there. And we've still got about 20 minutes left on the show. And so, just wondering, what are you thinking of playing with now, Leonie?
I know, I have my back to... Oh, my stamps are there right in front of me. That's the rain.
Is that what you're looking... Is that right? Is that... Can you hear that?
I love the rain in this building. Because they said there's a storm coming in.
There's a storm. It's a twister. It's a twister. It's a twister.
It's a storm coming in.
I know there's a storm. Oh, there, man.
And all the rivers are quite swollen round here, don't you know?
Are they?
Oh, yes. Yes, they are.
Well, I've driven down from Yorkshire, so
Oh, well.
it's going to be blowing again. Hooly up there.
Yeah, well, yeah. You're gonna get
I'll take
weather.
it steady after.
Take it steady, son.
Take it steady, son.
Okay, so got a little bit of white card. So I thought, because I thought I'd do another card, actually.
Ooh, two in one day?
I know, considering I'm the girl who doesn't make cards and tells you every time I don't make cards, all of a sudden it's like, oh, you're making cards, are you, Leona?
I can feel a new feel to your 2020 now.
It's just because they're blah, blah, blah. It's just because...
Did you actually bore yourself then when you started talking?
Well, there's no reason. It's just because I fancy making a card.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blah, blah, blah.
You know.
Another T-shirt. We've got so many
Blah,
ideas for T-shirts today.
blah, blah, blah. So, popping my adhesive down, I should be detacking it a little bit. I'm trying to get it even. The chances are it won't be 100% even. I'm not going to...
Are you actually creating a board? Is that why you're doing this?
Yes.
Or right,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, so I am, I'm sort of creating a border. I've actually forgotten what I'm doing, but I think it's about there. That'll do it. There you
See,
go.
those are the statements that why people love you.
What? I've forgotten what I'm doing.
Yeah, just little things, blah, 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 be thinking whatsy-majig.
And I've forgotten
what I was doing.
I know, right?
That's true, isn't it?
Live TV, you've forgotten what you're doing. And then it's like, oh, what? Right, I know what I'm doing. Okay, so let's take one of my ink pads.
But the thing is, what we know about you, Leonie, is it doesn't matter what you say, whatever comes out at the end is always brilliant. Sometimes.
Not always.
Okay.
There has been, no. There's definitely been times where I've looked at it and gone, that is appalling. I've done it before where I've spent about 30 minutes making something, looked at it and gone, that's awful, and then just thrown it over my shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because it's, you go, oh, I can't blag that. you know, sometimes you think, no, okay, it's not too bad, but other times you look at it and think, no, that's awful.
No, don't.
Everybody on TV can see it's awful.
Have you ever made something that you've thought, oh, no, that's not too great, and then say that somebody else made it?
No, I haven't actually, but I might try that.
Try that one.
But the thing is, if I've demoed it on live TV, it's hard to blag that one. Do you know what I mean? Innit? It's a bit hard.
Just to change the name at the bottom of it.
Yeah, just instead. But it's if I've made it and everyone's watched it.
Look at Yanis. Yanis looks different.
True story.
Just blame Yanis.
Yanis made that. Now to do with me.
Exactly. Just say
Nothing
that
to do
he
with
tried
me.
it.
Wasn't
Yeah.
me. Okay.
I'll try and get away with it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll try.
We look
that.
identical.
I'll try that. That were Yanis. That weren't me. Weren't me you were watching
I'm
with
just
that.
trying to help. I'm just
He
trying to
were
help.
with that weird northern accent, wasn't me? Now, so what I'm doing, I'm actually using this as it is.
Yeah.
Normally with this one, I pick out elements, but I like using it as is.
There was a couple of samples that have been used with it as oh, look at that. That's
Doesn't that
beautiful.
look pretty? So just aiming round the outside. The centre, I've been a lot
Softer with
the ink. And I like that because obviously it really
that's
frames
nice.
it. You can then, round the edges, if you just take your ink,
It has that
just
kind of, you know
gently.
that thing you can do on your filter on the phones where you can go for sort of a blurred or a focus or whatever. What's it
yeah,
called?
vignette.
Vignette.
Is it?
Vignette word you can do.
Vignette.
It's that kind of feeling about that. It's lovely, that.
Isn't it? Because it just, now especially with this, it really just brings it in. And because I'm working from the tape, it allows me to
Right.
to be quite gentle with the actual inking. So that is my background. I'm
Like
happy
that.
with that.
Yeah, lovely.
I might do a little bit of spritz in the water.
And like that, it doesn't look
like-
like individual stencils
No, it
that have
doesn't.
been linked together. There's something about that that's quite united, isn't
yeah,
it?
it does. It works. Spritzed it with water. Because I've spritzed it with water, that'll start breaking the ink up because it's distress oxide as ever. Of course, I reuse my double-sided tape, which is why Dirty Jeff is covered in Dirty Jeff.
Can I just write
It's Dirty Jeff.
Dirty Jeff?
Yep, that's Dirty Jeff.
I'm not going to ask any questions.
Ask no question. I'll tell you no lies.
That's true. I mean, it is filthy.
It's dirty.
It's very dirty.
And you know, it's the way it rolls.
Can I just? Is there any explanation to the name Jeff?
Gemini.
Okay.
That's why. So it just rhymed. It rhymed. It rhymed.
It just rhymed. Yeah.
So, love that. And you can see where the ink started breaking up,
Yes.
which is really pretty. I've already got mats and layers ready, boom, for a card. See, I said my Can you see my tape? That wasn't straight, but it's okay. It doesn't matter. You know, you can't really tell that much. Okay, so that's where I'm aiming. I know my mat and layers. So now the bits. This is why I love these. So this is something. Let me show you what our Paula does, because I think this is such a good technique. So our Miss P, she will get. Miss P said today as well. You know the mighty Tim Holtz.
Yes.
Even the mighty Tim Holtz now calls Miss Paula.
Oh, really?
Miss P. You've made it.
You're taking a little victory there.
Yeah. You've made it when, like, you know.
If Tim Holtz is saying it.
Tim Holtz is saying it, it's like.
Miss P.
Boom.
Love it.
Miss P. She'd say it today, she's like, Tim Holtz is calling me Miss P now. Yes. Never mind.
Little victory.
Yeah. Little victory. But, so what I'm doing is, and this is a Paula one, so she'll take a scrap, but she'll use the actual scrap of paper, and I love this, and these dies, I mean, that's going to fit the whole thing on it, but these dies work for that. I'll just send that one through, because that'll fit the whole thing and defeat my object. So if I send that through, and I think about all, hold on, is that shifting? Not too much. Think about all your scraps. I mean, this is, and try this with all your dies. They do work really good with these, because you've got on one die, you've got so many different elements. And that's why it really works.
I think that's what I've learned in these shows tonight with you as well, Leonie, is when you look at them on first hand, they do, you know, there's a lot going on, but when you actually start to break it down, there are so many little elements that really work.
And that's the value
and
for money.
And the cutouts on those as well, the reverse.
Absolutely. I mean, I love these. There's just so much you can do. So if I just pop that out, I've still got the little ones and the twos. So I've still got the little numbers in there, which I'll definitely use. And I've got a box. I've actually got a box where I'm keeping all these in. So I've got the numbers there. But see, that is just from a scrap of card. And that is seriously cool. So you'll definitely use all of those little scraps. Even, I mean, some of the, but I'm not being too obsessive. So you've got your little scraps. If I bring this back in again. Now, before I actually start to build on this, I'm just going to bring one of the stamps in. Now, AALL and Crate have a lot of stamps. So if you're shopping by brand, you'll find some of those stamps on there. And this one is, it's by Wonderful Bapasha, and it is Flower Girl. This goes so well.
Oh, this looks nice.
Oh, it's such a beautiful stamp. Now, I'm not bothered taking it off. I don't need to take it off the acetate, because I don't want, I'm going for background still. Yeah. So now I could, if I kept this in situ, for instance, might move it in a little bit, actually. No, just do it as is. So if I'd kept that in situ, when you stamp on it, you'll be able to just keep that in place, so it'll give you that perfect line. And all I'm doing, and this is why I adore these stamps, because you have got so many little elements going on here.
Oh, nice.
You know, you can just pick out just some of those gorgeous little details. Yeah. So you can have it with that in. And I really like this because it's only adding to my background. I don't need this to... this background is beautiful, so I don't really... I don't want loads of extra elements. It's just adding a tiny bit of detail. But now look, what I can do on this side, let's let it come out just gently. Coming out of that, oh, I don't want any bits. So coming out of the frame. If I'm coming out of the frame here, and I've got things like those little dots, so you can be dead specific.
Nice.
If you're doing that here, let me see what else I like on here. See, you do get, you start going, so you just get quite fussy. But if you're going out of the corner on this one, then obviously you want to balance it. So you want it to come off the corner here as well. So if I just take that little element there, and just allow it to come off the corner there as well. Right. Just a little bit. Yeah. I like it because it just breaks that sort of edge. I think with this one, I'll change it from the original. I'll go around with a drawing pen because that'll look nice on there as well. But if I just take...
the actual outline of the frame?
Yeah, okay. If I find, bear with, I've got my drawing pen in one of these and all, there we go. I love these. These are fabulous, fabulous little tubs. So if I take my drawing pen and this is a really fine drawing pen. But just going around that frame, like so. And it doesn't matter if it's wobbly, like that, she says, because it always just adds to it.
See, that just simply, again, really, it just brings that out, doesn't it? Those pinks in the centre.
It's
carrying
one
it
of
on as well,
those.
yeah.
It's just one of those techniques that just always works. You know, it always looks good. The other one that I did for the finished sample, I didn't do that for a change, and that looked really good. But with this one, I thought, let's mix it up a little bit. Now, have a look at the scraps. What scraps do you want? And I love this.
This is
Straight away, doesn't that look good?
straight away, yeah.
It's
absolutely.
just, there's such good dyes. So, let's mount this up. So if I've got some matten layers, black ink pad, there it is. So take some matten layers with this one. This is one of my backgrounds that I've done in the past. And luckily, the colour actually matched this. This was more good luck than good management. You know, I did not do this, so it all fitted in, obviously. So that's my background, which I like because it's not a solid background. And then we're going to take that, and I'll just go around that one with my black ink as well. Be careful of your fingers. I do find a lot of the time I'll get to this and then put a black splodge in the centre of it with my fingers. It's really annoying. I know a lot of people will feel the pain, but it is so annoying. So annoying. I'd normally 3D this.
Is that one of the most annoying things from crafting point of view, is it? Just when you get your hands...
Yes. Or one of the other really annoying things, email in. What's your most annoying things? The other thing is, you're working with something, you put it down, and then you cannot find it. You've had it in your hand 3 seconds ago, it's, you know, it's there.
That's not a craft, that's just a general thing. I do it with
It's just
glasses,
life.
keys, wallets,
Drives
kids.
me nuts, kids.
I knew I had them somewhere.
So where did I put?
Yeah.
What's
I see,
it?
Jed.
Yeah, right. Okay. What with that?
Oh, our director's dad forgot to pick her up from nursery.
Oh, I just forgot to pick your sister up, but it left you. Oh, my mum, and I mean, these were the days of buses. Well, there still are buses.
I was going to say, what is it? You're going to say Pony and Trap? Back in there when we had Pony and Trap. And somebody walks ahead with a red flag.
So when they had buses that ran on time. No. This was when my mum used to get buses everywhere, and she got to the supermarket with me. She got all the way home and thought, "That's something missing." She left me outside the supermarket.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They were days. Oh, they were days.
Good old days. Random kids walking up and down outside supermarkets looking for parents that want to bus back with their peas that they think are more important.
I couldn't walk, love. I were in a pram. I mean,
you know,
pram? Yeah, I were going nowhere.
Oh, wow, it gets better. Well, actually, my mum left my brother outside a butcher's in a pram as well.
See, in them days, you know, you're...
For 4 years. I mean, you think...
It's like, oh, am I missing something? Oh, I'm going to take that one off. Okay, boom. Looks all right, doesn't it?
Yes.
So, you've got your little heart. All I'm going to do with the little heart, you need to add a little bit of colour to that one. So, I would be adding black paint, but... that is texture. Where's my black gesso gone? There. So, now you want to do this because obviously I'm going onto that background. I want this to not be flat. So, if you just go around with a little bit of your gesso, around the edges, and that, don't worry, I will get rid of it.
Everyone's a critic, aren't they? They was all laughing away there in your ear.
It makes me laugh this because it's like, oh, she's done it again. She's gone mad with her gesso. What is Leonie doing today? But don't panic. Don't panic. Because I'm going on to paint. It'll lift, you see. Yes, she hopes. I'm getting water. I'm getting water really quick. I should get my water brush, really. There. See, it just lifts. So I've lifted it all back off again. But come on. I'm using wrong brush, really.
That's a posh brush.
I know. Jane again, Miss Jane Davenport, goodies.
I like that.
So it's nice because I can get that, it's really flat.
Just onto the edge, right,
So
I
it
see,
means I can just skim round the outside. And then I kind of want to be able just to blend that a little bit inside. But I've got about 2 minutes.
I know.
Where does that go? I mean, it does not feel like we've done 2 hours.
I know, not at all.
I think that's a beautiful thing about crafting, but when you've got lovely stuff to play with, this is not a chore. You know, it's just, this isn't work. It's just having a nice time.
Well, I hope the 2 hours have been fun for everyone watching as well. I'm sure it has, and inspirational. And if one thing that you picked up on this one-day special is just the amount of opportunities that this bundle actually comes with. Because the one-day special, like I say, the 3 of those in itself, there is so much potential in these, isn't it? And again, there's so many nice things in here that are randomly that will work with any other projects in lots of ways, because they're pretty non-specific, and you want to just bring those areas out. I think this is great. It's a really lovely one-day special, but if you can go for the whole bundle, I think you've got so much in there that you're going to enjoy playing with. In its
entirety, it is phenomenal. You know, it's so well put together. It's so well designed.
Yeah, it is.
You know, the design, the designers of AALL Create are phenomenal. You know, they're so talented, and this is just beautiful. All I'm doing to finish this off, just putting some glaze on there. That will dry absolutely clear, but it'll dry with that beautiful dome surface, which will finish that off perfectly. Nice. I've stuck the heart on with...
You've been quite restrained on there, haven't you? But that looks lovely.
And this is it, you see, because a lot of the time I'm really messy, you know, like the other one, loads of ink, getting it running. But with this one, I mean, it could be so pretty.
Well, it's
you
beautiful.
Know? And
look at that.
That's the lovely thing about the dyes. I mean, they can be delicate. You know, they don't have to be mixed media. No. They can be very pretty indeed.
Listen, thank you so much for the last 2 hours. You're back at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
9 o'clock. I'm about 9 o'clock tonight, mate.
Oh, sorry, 9 tonight, isn't it? Of course it is with Adam, isn't it?
Yes.
You get an hour off. Get yourself a coffee.
I'm going to have my dinner.
Have your dinner.
Having me tea.
Thank you for your company as well. Don't go anywhere. We've got even more lined up, and of course we've got Leonie back here for 9. But for us, see you very soon.
Bye.
So, while Leonie grabs a coffee, get ready, because lovely Sue now with Design and Sue with Adam, of course. Then, of course, we're back with the All in Crate one-day special. Then we've got the Silhouette Cameo 4. Get ready. Another evening still to go.
Welcome to Club G45 from Graphic 45, the monthly tutorial kit that allows you to create some of the most beautiful projects by accessing a step-by-step video viewable online. This month's tutorial is the Club G45 Life's a Journey Wrap Folio and Tag Trio kit, containing the Life's a Journey Wrap Folio and the Life's a Journey Tag Trio kit projects. You'll get almost everything you need to create these projects from scratch, including access to this month's step-by-step video tutorial and accompanying project sheet. Simply order yours by purchasing item number 176628 for £42.99, plus your postage from Hochanda.com. Or give us a call on 01733 60 2000 for instant access to this month's Club G45 from Graphic 45.
Hi, I'm Barbara Gray from Clarity Stamp here in the UK. Teamwork makes the dream work, and at Clarity we are designers and manufacturers of, dare I say, beautiful, top quality and award-winning craft products. We are home to the very first, the original transparent art stamp. We hand make them here in Kent, and our talented illustrators are always coming up with new original concepts and wonderful artwork. In addition, we design and manufacture top quality stencils and masks. In fact, we also make precision cut reusable masks for our stamps. Since January 2017, we are also the new owners of Pergamano International, bringing together a wonderful blend of old and new parchment art. We are so fortunate to be able to showcase our newest and best products here on Hochanda and to be able to demonstrate our art ideas to you, our Hochanda friends. So if you would like to learn more about clarity stamping, stencil work, parchment art, both groovy and traditional, please join us, myself and the Clarity team, here on Hochanda for ideas and inspiration.
Yes, indeed. Good evening. Good evening. How art thou? Art thou well? I like to hear. Have you been slaving over the sewing machine? I went all
Yeah, I have, actually.
You have. Bless you. Susie, are you all right, my love?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Good. I am. Well, I'm very intrigued. We have a very busy hour this morning, well, the late afternoon.
Yes, yeah, it was busy.
Now, there's just something different, and there's something for everyone.
Yes, there's something for the beginner right through to the more advanced. And, you know, even the beginner will pick up things and, you know, they're easy to do. Everything's straight sewing.
Oh, straight sewing.
I know.
You haven't even got it. So if you're brand new to the world of sewing...
Your sewing machine, as long as it does the straight stitch, which every sewing machine does, that's all you need.
If you tuned in on Saturday, I did my first bit of sewing live on air on Saturday.
Oh, did you? I missed it.
I did without Hayley. I did the back of a cushion with little panels.
Oh, very good. I'm impressed.
Oh, yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
So I'm learning the arts of sewing. So this, for me, would be perfect.
Scott said he could actually make the scissor case.
And we've got that coming up as well. But once again, so let's start with the item. Let me give you the boring stuff first before we go into the details. 615196 is your item number. This is your Mia bag. It comes in blue and pink. You've got white and navy, or you've got the multi as well.
That's the multi.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah, that's the multi, because it's got the multi colours
multi pattern
here.
in the back.
And then you've got the same on the pocket.
On the inside. So what are we actually getting in the kit? What's coming in the kits for us?
The only thing you need is a sewing machine and cotton.
Oh, OK.
Yeah, you get the main fabric, the contrast, the lining and the wadding.
So you get everything
you get everything,
need?
Yes. And of course the full-size pattern. And then you've got the printed pattern, which is both written and photographs.
Oh, so this is you could keep on going and going and going.
Yeah.
So you're getting all the material as well, depending on what kit you're going for. You're getting full instructions. Now, if I show you the instructions as well, they are fully imaged. So you've got full images, full colour images as well, which are, so they're not black and white, so you haven't got to squint at them.
Well, it's not just that. When you are using different colour fabrics and different designs, you're actually showing them which fabric to use. Oh, so they don't have to think, oh, do I need this one or that one? They can tell by the picture. You
can tell by the picture, so everything is broken down for you. The hardest thing to do, really, with this bag is decide which colourway to go for. Yeah. That is the most difficult option you're going to have. There are 3 options. It's under the same item number. 615196 is your item number. £19.99. Maybe you've got a friend that's just started sewing, or maybe you've got a friend that enjoys sewing.
Yes.
What a beautiful gift.
Yeah. And that's it. And, you know, this bag is suitable for every age group. You could make it in a child's fabric for a little girl.
Yeah. Well, you could put the little toys
if you wanted to, you could put a zip in the top. If you wanted to.
A little zip bag.
You know, or you could put a button on it or a popper, whichever.
I'm just thinking for a lunch bag.
Oh, yeah.
If you take your work to lunch, what a perfect way to carry your lunch in, so it's different from your different way. The only reason I say that is I bought my lunch and it spilt all over. You know, it spilt all over.
No, yeah.
It went everywhere.
And
it did.
The other thing with this bag, it's got a double pocket.
So it goes all the way through.
Yeah. But if you wanted to, you could stitch up the middle and have 2 separate pockets.
So you could put a line down there so you could stitch down the middle. They are beautiful, is what they are, and you're loving them already. £19.99. 615196 is your item number. We're going to move on to the Katy bag next as well. Now this, we were chatting before the hour, there are so many options you can do with this Katy bag. Once again, there are 4 colourways. So, once again, the hardest thing to do is decide which colourway you want to go for.
Yes, yeah.
But look at the bags themselves.
It's a really big bag, without being too big.
Yeah, it's just that right, it's the right size.
And, of course, the design on this one is that on the front and the back, you've got panels stitching. Most bags, you sew up the side. but this one is made up of 4 panels which you sew together.
Oh, and
that's what gives you the shape as well.
So it becomes even easier, so you haven't got to worry about the side going around the sides and putting it through your machine.
You do sew the 4 panels together, and then you get that design once you put the join the bottom. I made most of it on the previous show, and I'm going to show you how to finish it off, attaching the handles and the lining, so that anybody watched the earlier show, they can actually see.
So we're going to do that when we go first, the demonstration. The details are on the screen now. 873354 is your item number, £25.49. There's 4 different options. So you've got mono.
This is the mono.
You've got cream and black. So this is the mono.
That's the mono.
So this one's, I'll show you now. So that one's the mono. Then you've got cream and black, which is this one here. Then you've got blue.
And that's a different design to the pattern on this one.
So there's 2 different designs, and then you've also got mango as well. Mango's very, very busy for mango. Mango is the favourite.
It's bright and it reminds you of the summer.
It does.
Yeah.
But we were saying you could use it as a little beach bag if you wanted to. You put a little popper or a little fastening over the top.
Easy.
If you wanted to put a little fastening on, I know you don't get the fastening in the kit, but would you get enough material to do maybe like a little loop over?
There's plenty of material left. There's enough to make a makeup bag to go inside.
Oh, now you've left that one till the end of the conversation. So you get more material than you actually need?
Yes, you do. Yes.
So you could even make a little bag to go inside the bag that you've already created. All this for £25.49. Once again, all you need, a sewing machine and the thread.
And thread, yes. I mean, I haven't put wadding on this one because I didn't want to, but you could actually wad it as well. And what you would do then, when you are sewing the panels, you would cut it out in wadding. So it's got a nice firm. Or alternatively, when you're doing the lining, cut the wadding out to the lining pattern.
And then it would all fit together perfectly.
Yeah, because you could actually quilt the lining to the wadding then if you wanted to.
Oh, it's all inside the bag itself.
Yes.
There's so many possibilities with the bag. If anyone gets stuck, say they get these home now and they think, I don't even know where to begin.
Yeah, my phone number and my email address is on every single pattern.
Okay.
So, you know, you can either email me or phone me. If you email me, I'll try to get back to you within 48 hours, an absolute maximum, unless it's a weekend and I've gone away for the weekend or whatever. I mean, I had a lady ring me on Friday, and what was it? Just trying to think, what was it she got? She bought, was it one of the pocket? I'm just trying to think what it was.
Problem with the washing machine?
That wasn't a washing machine. Something to do with her sewing. And, you know, I said to her, she said, I hope you don't mind, I'm just stuck. So I said, yeah, OK. She said, and she told me what the problem was, and what she'd done, she didn't read the pattern where it said place on fold, and she couldn't work out how she would get it out.
But that is the bonus, because you design them, you put them
that's
together.
That's right. I know the patterns inside out.
This is
and
the
I
perk.
said to her, she said, I'm trying to do it, but I can't see how it's going to work. And I said, have you placed A against the fold? She said, no, and it does say on the side.
You say, read your patterns
And then she
thoroughly.
said, bless her, she said, I'm ever so sorry. I said, it's no problem, it's no trouble. You know, I'd rather you ring me and we can sort it out.
So this is the thing, because if you get stuck, it's one of them projects where if you do get stuck, you just put it to the side, you'll never go back to it.
And you don't want to do that, no.
You really don't, and that's what we like.
And I don't want you to do that. I want you to get on with the pattern and enjoy it.
But yeah, because once you've done one bag, you can do another bag as well. And you go, once again, are these bags for a beginner? Could a beginner do these?
Yeah, a beginner can do these quite easily.
Oh, perfect. 873-354 is your item number, £25.49. Shimmying on down, it's the scissor case. Extremely busy. The lady option is limited stock, and the sewing room is
50% gone.
50% gone.
Or it had before I came on air.
Oh. 50% has already gone. £9 and not. Well, I was going to keep that as a little surprise.
Yeah.
£9.99. 776-772. 776-672 is your item number. £9.99. So with the scissor cap, I'm going to ask the obvious question. Why do I need a scissor case?
Well, when you buy your scissors, your dressmaking scissors are quite expensive.
Yes, they are.
And you need to protect them. You need to protect the blades and everything with them. You know, under no circumstances should you use your dressmaking scissors to cut paper or anything up.
No.
Don't even let anybody else use them, because two people do not hold the scissor at the same angle.
Oh, okay.
You know, so by this, you've got... And also, you've got sharp implements that are not going to come out.
No, they're not. And
You know,
they're
they're well protected. But also, the idea as well is that if you've got a rotary cutter,
yes,
you can put your rotary cutter in, because, you know, there are things called little people, children.
Wow, a few of them. Janice.
Yeah. Oh, no, I was thinking of children,
Oh,
actually.
I just thought you meant little people.
No, children. And you don't want them to get hold of scissors or anything. So by putting them in there, you can put them away, and they're nice and safe then.
They are nice, and they're also decorative as well. They look nicer than a pair of scissors sitting on your shelves as well.
Yeah. If you were
said...
going to a sewing class, which some people do, you could put your cutting out scissors, your little embroidery scissors or your tiny scissors, and your rotary in there, fold it up, and if you wanted to, and you didn't want to do the flap, what you could do is use a press stud.
Oh yeah, or hook and
or
eye.
a hook and eye, or a pop-up, whichever. But I just designed this to be a bit different with the tab.
And they are beautiful. We also said as well, though, if you did them in a different fabric, maybe you did them in unicorn fabric, they were nice little party gift bags.
Yes.
For kids' parties.
Yeah, you could use them for all sorts.
There's so much you can do with them, because you've got that beautiful cone shape. If I take the scissors out, obviously you don't get the scissors, but you could use them for all sorts. So maybe you do a separate one for your rotary cutter. Maybe you use one for Halloween and you do a hook and eye on the back and you use it to put all your stuff in on your craft room.
You could do all sorts of things.
Little threads if you wanted to. There's so much we can do. They're £9.99. If you're going travelling and you want to take your scissors with you, perfect way to stop screwing stuff in your suitcases.
It's just protecting your scissors.
It's a marvellous idea, and I can't believe it's not been done before, if that makes sense.
I made one for myself a long time ago, but it was a narrow one, just for scissors. And I'd got a little thing on the front so I could put a pair of scissors in the front. And when I was looking at it a couple of weeks ago, I suddenly thought, well, hang on, why don't I do it the other way around, side by side? So then out came the pen and paper, or pencil and paper, and there I was drawing again.
And this is where we are now.
Result.
Look where we are now, £9.99. All you have to do is pick which option you like. Remember, the ladies is limited stock. Limited stock on the ladies. £9.99. 776672 is your item number. The easiest and the quickest way to order, though, is jump to the website, because there's even more on the website as well. There is everything on the website. We have a small smorgasbord that we have in the studio. But on the website, you can see there's everything that's on the show as well. There is so much to get on there. Remember, you can also join Freedom on there as well. It's well worth. And also that beautiful iron. Oh.
It's unbelievable.
I
could play with it. I have been playing with it.
The iron is amazing. I'll go into more information about the iron later on, but read the 5-star reviews of the iron. The details are on your screen. 616232 is your item number. £134.99. I know that's it's don't get me wrong, it's a lot, but £45 on 3 flexible payments. And if you're brand new to Hochanda, you could get another 20% off that.
Yeah, you get your
20% discount.
Yes,
so it's well worth. Hutch 20,
good.
Hutch TV 20. You can get that. Runs on a cushion of air and all sorts. I'll go into more details later. Do not fear.
Right, with the bag, we got as far as sewing the bottom in the last show. So what I've done is I did mention that we then sew the corners together. So I've done that. Now we turn it right side out. And we attach the handles. Now that's quite easy, because what we do there is get your handle, and on the front there's a slight angle. Place the edge to the top of the angle.
Oh, okay.
And then you just pin it into place, and the same on the other side. Now I always say put your pins in at this angle from the top, because when we put in the lining, I'll show you, it saves a lot of messing about. So you pin the handle on each side, and then the lining, it's just a matter of sewing down the outer seam along the bottom, leaving a gap for turning. All that is in the pattern.
Okay,
So it does tell you. Do the corners, like we said before, and then you just put the bag right sides to right side inside the lining.
Now remember, all of this bag was made in the first hour. And remember, we have to do things like the counters, and we have to stop and look at the website. So in theory,
We also made the sewing case first, the scissor case
and
first.
the scissor case was made first.
Yeah, we made the
as
scissor
well.
case first. So you then pop it in, and again, we line everything up. So now this is why I said if you put your pins this way, it's much easier to just take them out and pop them back in than going into your bag to pull the pin out. Because you've already positioned them so you know exactly where they're going to be. So the first thing you do
That makes sense now, doesn't it?
is put your straps, pin your straps right. Do the other side. Now the camera can pick it up.
Jimmy's there.
Oh, Jimmy's all right.
He's had a 2-hour break. He's on fine form now. He is.
Jimmy's used to working with me. He's used to working with everybody. Good old Jimmy. No, less of the old, because he's not old. He's only young.
Says a lot about our Jimmy.
Yeah.
He's been about, let's say, our Jim.
Oh, I wouldn't say he's been about a bit. That's not fair on him. So then, I like to do the curve. Just put a couple of pins in. You can use clips, but not everybody has clips. So I'm just showing you with pins.
Well, I think this might be a random question or even a silly question. What's easier, pins or tacks or clips, like the little bulldog clips that you can get?
It's dependent on what you're doing. I find that if I'm sewing bags, it's pins, because I've always used pins. Pins were about a long time before the clips were. So I tend to stay with pins. So you just pop your pins in. As I said, do the handles, then the curve, and then do the outside.
And once again, the pattern really breaks all this down for you. So if you are brand new to the world of sewing, or you're just dipping your toe back into the water,
Yes, yeah.
this would be a perfect way just to dip your toe back in to get you back into the flow
Get into,
of sewing
that's
again.
right, yeah. It's like I say, you know, people that buy a machine, if you're just going to sew bags, you don't need anything fancy. You just need something that does a straight stitch.
So you could do this on the basic of basic machines,
Oh,
as long as
yeah.
it does a straight stitch.
As long as it does a straight stitch. So now what we're going to do, we're going to sew right the way around the top.
So maybe you do this with a little one on their machine, like a little. Obviously, there's pins, so you do all the pinning, but the actual sewing bit, you guide their hands through.
Yeah. I mean, you know, a lot of sewing you can teach children, you know, quite easily. It's just being with them to make sure that they keep the fingers away from the needle. You know, because it's quite easy for their little fingers to get a needle go through it, and that hurts. That hurts. So then you just come round. Now, if you're going to curve slightly, what you can always make sure that your needle is down in your fabric. Lift your foot up, just turn it slightly, and drop it again. You know, there's so many little things that make it easier. And when you are doing curve, just take your time, go slowly, don't try and rush round. You know, it's not a race. And then again, I tend to take my pins out as I go along. Stops me leaving them in the fabric though. But you know, this is a relatively easy bag to do. As I said, you get all full instructions. And if you get stuck, which you know, I can't see that you can, but I mean, we've all done it. I've done it. I've looked at something and I've got so far and I thought, how do I do that? And I just cannot. I just get a mental block.
Yeah, no, it's one of the things. But as you said, these are for beginners as well. So if you are a beginner, I even think with my basic knowledge of sewing, and I say basic, I only sewed the back with Hayley's guidance of a cushion cover the other day, and it was little squares. But I think I could even create, for the full, because I've read the instructions, obviously, the perk of being here early is you get to flick through the patterns and have a look through the patterns as well, which is what I do. I always have a flick through the patterns for you and through the instructions, have a quick read of the first 3 or 4 steps to see if it is really broken down. There's no jargon in there. There's nothing that's going to throw you in there.
No. Nothing's going to frighten you in there. It's all straight sewing, very simple, very easy. You know, there's nothing, absolutely nothing to worry about.
Could you make to sell? Is there an angel policy on the patterns? Can you make to sell with the
bags?
You
can make to sell, but I would ask that you actually say that it's my design.
Could do that.
You know. So what we do, now, earlier I was talking about when you're cutting into curves. Now, because you've got a curve here, this is where we just snip into the curve. So just cutting, making sure that you don't cut the stitching, and it's just in the curve you need to do that. And I do it about, I don't know, it's about 1 centimetre, ½ an inch, something like that. So you do that on each side of the curve. Turn it over, and we'll do either the back of the bag, if I was working on the front beforehand.
And all this is in the instructions as well?
Yes,
cuttings in the instructions.
Now, and people will say, well, why do you do that?
Why do you do that, Sue?
Because you're actually, the curve, when you're sewing, the top curve is smaller than the stitched curve. So what you're actually doing, when you turn it the right way out, and the curve, it comes across and it opens up.
So then it becomes the same.
So you've got a little bit of spread. Nice. If it's the other way round, and the inside is larger than the outside, then you do what we call is we cut a bit in it. Now I'll just show you that. I'll quickly just show you. I'll just stitch a curve.
Well, Eustace the curve, I'll give the details of the bags that we're currently doing. 873354 is your item number. It's the complete kit. Everything you need is in there. All you need is a sewing machine and your thread. And could you, just thinking, could you do these by hand? I see it would take slightly longer.
You could, but it would take longer. Because on this one you've got top stitching to do.
Oh, okay, so it would take an awful long time to do by hand.
What I was saying, just as a quick example, the outer edge is bigger than the stitching. So what you do in that case, you cut out little triangles. You go in, not quite to the stitch, and cut out, so that you get that effect. I did show you this earlier because this is what is on the scissor case when you're doing the bottom of the scissor case. But for those of you that didn't see it, and then I can show you why. Because you're trying to get more fabric to lie flat, so that when that is turned, and great being on the white, you can say, when that is pressed inside, you'll see then that these little these meet up, roughly.
Oh, so
you're getting rid of any bulk. When you turn it right side out and you press it, it will lay flat.
And that's obviously what you want when you're creating your bags. And
but that's just something that... So there's 2 options. If the stitching is bigger than the upper curve, you cut into it. If it's the opposite way round, you cut these.
There you go. And if you want to know more, the D for the earlier show, which was on at 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Yeah.
You can watch it back on Rewind. As you said, you get more material than you actually need. Would you have more material to make like a little pocket inside if you wanted to?
Yeah, you could do. Yeah, you can make a pocket quite easily. So all I'm doing now, I'm turning it right side out. There's the gap that I left to turn it right side out. What you do then is you stitch the bottom, making sure that all the pins are out. Just stitch the bottom up.
Look at this. And once you break a pattern down, it becomes even easier.
Yes, yeah. It's, I mean, I like to get handles done first. It's just one of those things, that's what I tend to do. Because when I'm making the bag, I don't want to have to stop to make handles, so I make the handles first. Then what you need to do is pull it right side out, push the lining on the inside of the bag.
Look at this.
Give it a shake.
There you have.
And then just gently pull it round, turning it. And then what you do is you press it, and then it's a matter of just top stitching all the way around the top, and that's it.
And that's it, you're done.
Yeah.
It is.
But rather than me start pressing and top stitching, because I won't get the other bag made up in time otherwise. So that's all that's left to do. Press it, it'll lay flat.
And then, speaking about pressing though, I'm literally going to grab this amazing iron. We've had a few questions via email about the iron itself. So there's the bag. Do you know how to make the bag now? Now what you do is you said you'd press the top. Now if you're going to press the top, you're going to want an iron. Now with these irons, as you can see, I've popped it on the piece of fabric itself. This iron's going to go nowhere
Until
I touch the handle. This has technology in it which now takes it off your fabric. So now there is nothing on the bottom of that iron. So the plate is not touching the fabric. So if the postman knocks the door, I have another delivery from Hochanda, I know that is perfectly safe. Once you put your hand back on, it goes down and it will start working straight away. So as you can see, it absolutely moves itself up and down. If I hold it this way, you'll be able to see the legs come out. So you've got one in the top and also one at the bottom. This is amazing technology. You can turn the technology off as well if you want by using the back and it will stay off. But why would you? You want it there. The minute you pop your hand on, it starts to activate. If you don't use it for 8 minutes, it will turn itself off. But what I also like about this as well is the extra long cord. You get double the length of cord on this iron than you would normally on a normal iron.
But there's also another thing about that iron, which is very good. I'll stand up. If you are pressing a bag, am I in the right way for the camera?
No, go on, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine.
So, I've got something underneath. Now, normally, you would press on the top, which is fine. My hand's on it, so it's not going anywhere. And sometimes you come to an awkward corner. Or if I wanted to iron that bit and I didn't want to iron that again, I press on there and there's a gap here.
There is. 5 centimetres deeper.
Yeah.
A normal iron is 1 centimetre.
So
this iron has 5 centimetres deeper on the inner. So whether you're doing inner pockets, whether you're doing the outer of a bag.
Superb. Absolutely.
It is beautiful. What I also like as well is the sole plate on here. If you look at the sole plate of an iron, normally the one that's at home, all the steam comes from the top triangle. With this, it glides on a cushion of air.
Yeah.
For the sheer fact it comes out all over. If I press the steam itself, you can see that you will get constant steam out of this iron. The more you press, the more steam you will create. You can also change the steam by using the top as well, and you've also got your different settings on here. The cord, as I said, is manoeuvrable. If you're on an angle, it also angles itself so it won't slide off your board.
No, it's a superb iron.
It is for £134.99 or 3 flexible payments of £45. You can get this iron today. Remember, if you're a brand new customer, you can also get another 20% off that as well. With the way you put the water, if I move my big hand, it's also got its own spout. So you know the water's going to go straight in. You're not putting the water in at the top where you normally would, so it all to fall down the plate. Absolutely amazing iron. What you've also got as well, splitting the cost, you've also got your water on there by pressing your water button. If you turn your steam off, so you got your steam button at the top, if you turn that off, the minute I turn it on and I put my hand on that handle, the steam will activate automatically, and when I let my hand go, the steam will stop. Put my hand back on, it will start again. 3 flexible payments of £45, 161232 is your item number. I've only told you a few of the features that we've got on this iron. Have a little look at this, and then we'll get back to the demonstration on another bag. This is more about an amazing iron. Good, innit? You want it. Whether you're a crafter or not, it's a perfect iron just to have in as that iron that you go to. Maybe your ones are going to university later on in the year. Maybe they're going flying the nest and they're starting their new home. Absolutely perfect for that beautiful iron. But we digress. Designer soap, Sue is here. This is the Mia bag. Remember, whether you're brand new to the world of sewing, you could be making these because it all works on a straight stitch. There's 3 designs you can choose from. All you have to do is pick the design that you like. All this for £19.99. 615196 is your item number. You get all the materials you need, you get all the fabric you need, you get full instructions, and you also get colour photos as well, and you also get the pattern with this. So maybe you've got the bag, maybe you've made your first bag and you've got some material at home that you don't really know what to do with. Well, now, with that material, you might be able to make a Mia bag as well. You could change the colour, change the way it looks if you wanted to, add your own embellishments to the front as well. And when we go back over, we'll ask Sue how much material you need to create one of these bags as well. So you get all your material, but maybe you and a friend want to have a go. Well, for £19.99, you could buy this as a gift. For a favourite of them, you can make it together at the same time and help each other out. Absolutely amazing little bag, all with 1 stitch, which is the straight stitch. 615196 is your item number. Now, I think we're making one of these bags in our next demonstration. Am I right? So, yeah. So we're going to make one of these in our next demonstration. So if you're going for this, this will be our next demonstration that we're about to do for you. You've just seen Sue create one of these bags as well. So it's taken over from the last option. There are 4 options in total that you can go for. All you need to do is once again decide which fabric you would like. You're getting all your fabric in here. You get everything you need. I'm trying to display them so you can get all 4 colours in. So you get everything you need for £25.49. Everything you need, full instructions as well with these. So you're getting full instructions. If you get stuck, maybe you have a little mind block halfway through, Sue's there. She's at the end of the phone. She's also on an email as well. Remember, Sue designs and makes these bags. So all the photos you see, Sue has done in-house, which means she knows these patterns inside out. She'll know where you are and what stage you're at. You tell her where you are, she'll be like, right, have you done this, 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 and this? So do not worry. If it's your first time at sewing, really do jump on board if I was you, because you be creating some amazing bags. Remember, you get all that excess material as well, so you can even make a little purse to go inside the bags if you are gifting them. £25, or even a little pocket. That'd be nice. £25.49. 873354 is your item number. Scissor case. I've never seen one of these before, and I can't believe I haven't. Scissor cases. The ladies, though, I'm going to go straight in there. Ladies, single figures. I have handful left. A handful left of the beautiful Victorian lady. If I hold the material out for you so you can see what you get, look at this. At 60% of the sewing room, which is the other material, I'll show you that in a minute. Look at that. That is beautiful material. And what I also like is the inner material as well, because it's got that sort of vintage look to it, vintage-esque. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. So once again, single figures for the vintage lady, and then you've also got 60% of your sewing room as well. All these for £9.99. Absolutely stunning materials, stunning colours, and well, it keeps your scissors safe. You could put your rotary cutters in there if you want. Remember, when we do these sorts of shows, especially myself, you're buying into the pattern. So once you've got that pattern, you can create from any fabric you want. You can make a sale, but you must credit Sue. You must credit Sue if you are making to sell. But what I would suggest you do is maybe you just make an array of them for your home. You could put all sorts in here. You could use them for kids' parties, maybe for sweets for the kids if you're going to. Make them out of a colourful fabric. If you're trying to theme a wedding, how beautiful would these have on each chair? We thought of your service, or fill them with a pot puree or lavender as well if you wanted to. Have a little lavender. Oh, we could also
to use them at the side of the table and put the knife, fork and spoon in.
Yes, there's a little...
Because when you open the top up,
you could have your knife, fork and spoon displayed on the inside, maybe having a dinner party. They're very in at the moment. They're very, very in. I know at Christmas you can have like little Santas and little reindeers you can buy. You could have your napkin in there. You could have all your little cutlery in there as well. There's so many options. Really do think outside the box. But the purpose is for your scissors, because you do pop your scissors on the inside to keep them safe. But you really can go to town with these as well. £9.99, 776672 is your item number. The easiest thing to do, though, is jump to the website. Everything is on board the website. Use our little tables as like a little market stall, and the website is the wholesaler. For the sheer fact, everything is on there. Right then, we're back to demonstration.
Yeah. What we're doing is the straps. So you will cut 2 main fabric straps and a wadding.
Okay.
You have the 2 main fabrics right sides together and the wadding, then you just sew down the outside and turn it right side out, so you end up with something like this. Then what we need to do is just top stitch down the edge. So we do that.
So once again, top stitch again.
Yeah, and then just top stitch down each of the outer edges.
Okay.
Then to get this nice curve on the bag, what we do is we fold it over.
Oh.
And it's about 15 centimetres. I've already done one, so I'll measure it, because that way I know I get my 2 handles exactly the same size. So pop a pin in, and then do the other side, the other end the same. Just pop that in, pop another pin in.
It makes them quite rigid as well, doing it this way.
It does, it's a comfort handle.
It really does work well.
And then what we're going to do, we're just going to stitch between the pins. So pop it under your machine.
I'm thinking as well, a little tablet bag.
Yeah, it's got loads of uses. I mean, you know, if you've got children as well, little girls, they would love it.
Yeah, my little Mole would love this, to put a little tablet in, and maybe if we're going into the car on little journeys, like
She'd be putting a teddy in it.
She'd put a little bun bun in. That always goes in. We have to be careful. We have to be careful with bun bun. Though. We've only got one.
Oh dear.
Oh, if we loot him, we can't
We'll
find
lose
him.
it. Oh,
we can't find him anywhere.
Oh. So that's what you're doing. So you're then creating this nice angled strap, which is a comfort handle, as you can see on there.
It really is.
Just go along, cut off all your loose bits of thread, and that's your handles done. So you can put those out the way for the moment. Yeah, that's one. And I did do the other one, yes. Right. So now we're making the bag. So this is, you're going to start with the pocket. So we're going to sew up each edge, and we're also going to sew just a straight stitch along the bottom.
Okay.
So I did do one side of it while you were over at the counter. Let's go round. And then along the bottom.
Once again, if you notice, Sue's not doing any different stitches. It's all
No, it's all straight stitching.
If your machine did do snappier stitches, could you throw another stitch in there if you wanted, or would it not work?
It wouldn't. It's not necessary. It'd be a waste of time. But what you could do is just get rid of the threads. Now, it's like I was saying, we've got a curve, so we need to cut into the curve to open it out, because we're going to open the curve out. So again, just go in, making sure not to cut through the stitches. As I said, it's about 1 centimetre. It's, you know, it's not exact. It doesn't have to be. And on the other side, you can probably see easier actually if I do it on the white side.
Once again, this is all in the instructions, so do not worry.
No. And as I said, we're doing this so that it will open out and lay flat, because that's got to come across here, like that. So we'll now turn it right side out, pull it through. Pull the bottom, pull the top out. And then what I like to do initially is just finger press. Just give it a little finger press.
Oh, just on
so
the edge
you've
of
got
the seams.
Yeah. Just on the edge. Just give it a little finger press so that you know you've got the curve out. So now what we're going to do, we're just going to press the top and the bottom.
Okay.
In fact, if I just push that back, I might be able to bring this across easy so that people can
help?
yeah, pop that on there. This is habit where you automatically stand and iron up. So all I'm going to do now, just pull that out and just hold the top, just so we got the curve right, and then just press the curve. Do the same on this side.
Once again, the details for that iron are at the bottom of the screen. Our slow iron, 161232 is your item number.
And then just push the bottom. There is a trick on this, I'll show you. Open your seam out and just lightly press your seam, because that helps to open the stitching. Push it back and then iron straight on top. Turn it over, just make sure you're not going to see that crease, but just so that you have got the crease out. And that's it. Do you want to move the ironing board,
I can
please?
move the ironing board for
Thank
you.
That's it.
Once again, it's an amazing iron, absolutely stunning iron.
So now, because I'm having the navy at the back and the white at the front,
Okay.
I mean, I can do it the opposite way round, it won't matter, it's just that the handles, I'll do it the opposite way round for a change. So, I've got the back, the front, and the contrast. So, I'm just going to turn it that way.
Ah.
Just pop a pin in, because you do need to hold it firmly. You don't want it to move when you're just trying to tack it down. Put a few pins in the bottom. I'm going above, oh, it's where I creased it, it'll iron out. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a basting stitch along the top just to hold that in place. And a basting stitch is just a straight row of sewing, or you can do it by hand or you can tack it. And then I'm going to do a top stitch down the bottom here. Now, if you've got a fancy machine that does a pattern, you could quite easily do a decorative stitch on there. And what I would suggest, I know what I haven't done.
Oh.
I haven't top stitched the curve.
Oh.
Haven't top stitched the curve. So, if you've got a patterned machine, you know, you could quite easily do the pattern around the top of the curve, the pocket. I mean, at the moment, all I'm going to do is just a straight stitch. Because I've got quite a decorative fabric,
You don't want to be too...
you wouldn't see the pattern.
Makes sense.
So we do the same on the other side. And because I've done that snipping on the inside, the pocket is lying nice and flat. And that's that bit. So we'll go back now to pinning it on.
I can also see these bags made out of denim. That pocket on the front
Yeah.
with a nice bit of denim on the front.
Oh,
Maybe
it'd be
some
lovely.
old jeans
Yes,
or...
yeah. And of course you could recycle.
Yeah, true. Faux leather
You could recycle, you know, you could recycle your jeans, cut them up a bit and...
Then you get two pockets. If you use sort of one of your back pockets
Yeah.
on the front,
Oh,
you
you
could
could
get
do
a
all
back pocket
sorts.
on there and you get the pocket on the inside as well. You could really go to town. Remember, once you get them, you're getting everything to make the bag itself. So make the bag as it's intended to.
And then play around
And
with
then
it.
play around.
Play around. So what I'm now going to do, I'm going to, as I said, I'm going to baste the top. Just get rid of bits of thread. I'm going to baste the top and I'm going to top stitch the bottom. I'm also just going to baste the side.
Okay.
So, as I said, it just goes under the machine and it's near the edge. And all I do is just literally, you're holding it into place so the pocket doesn't move. That's it. And then down the side, just hold that side in. as I said, you can tack it if you want to. It just depends what time you've got, because you're not going to see your basting anyway.
Oh, okay. That's what I was just about to ask. Will you see these stitches?
No, because you're doing it right on the edge. If you tack it, you just pull them out. But I'm just sewing right on the edge, just literally holding it in place. Right, now I'm just going to top stitch the bottom of the pocket.
Okay.
Now, if such a thing as you wanted to make it into 2 pockets, then all I would do, fold it in half. I may as well show you how to do it while I'm...
Oh, let's do it. Let's
Yeah,
make
let's
a
do
bag
it.
with 2 pockets.
So, just fold it in half. I've got a crease line there. And all I'm going to do now is just stitch that into place. Go straight up. Following my crease line. And that's 2 pockets.
Oh, look at that.
Rather than 1. So we do a top stitch at the bottom now, otherwise we'll put things in the pockets and they'll fall out. I said if you did this with a plain coloured fabric and you did do a decorative stitch on, it would look really nice, particularly if it's on the bottom here and again on the pocket. So that's the front of the bag done. Take all the pins out, because I have a habit of leaving pins in otherwise.
The details on the screen are for this currently band that we are making. There's 3 options to choose from. All you simply have to do is pick which colour you would like. This one is the multi that we're currently using at the moment, but you've also got the blue and pink, and we've also got the white and navy as well. And if I turn them this way, there you go, you can see them all. Absolutely stunning is what we can create.
Yep.
£19.99.
So now our next step is to attach the back, and we've attached the wadding. I've just pinned it at the back, and I have on the back of the bag, there's the wadding just pinned in place.
Okay.
So now, right sides together. Pop a pin in. Right sides together here. Pop the pin in. And then I'd just like to do it on the corner. Just pop the pin in there, because wadding it does tend to move. So what we're going to do now, we're going to sew up the sides and along the bottom.
How quick are these to put together, though? Once you get into the flow of it, you
Yeah.
can...
Oh yes. Yeah. The thing is, sometimes you make something and it takes you that long to make it. You're fed up of it by the time you finished it.
You don't want to make another one, then, do you? You think,
oh, do I really want to do another one of these? Believe you me, I've done it. And again, now when I turn it over, you'll actually see that where I was basting the side is well within the seam. Is that pin gone? That's the other side. I could feel it, but I couldn't see it, yeah. And I didn't want to go over a pin. So, and you'll see where I was basting, as I said, here's the basting stitch on there. So it's nowhere near the seam, it's not visible. We'll do the bottom. See, you know, I haven't changed the stitch, it's straight stitching all the time.
So it's one stitch, continuous stitch is all you need. So if you've got from the most basics to the biggest, snazziest machines, anyone can make these bags. It's worth doing. $19.99.
So now we're going to do the corners.
Oh, okay.
Put your hand in and just literally, you open your seam. I'll do that in a minute. Just put it so your seams meet. Your 2 seams meet.
Okay.
Open your seam allowance up on both sides. just put a pin just to hold your seam open. Do the same to the other side. This is why I say cut all your bits of thread off as you go along, because they get annoying. Open your seam up.
If you're wondering why I keep looking straight at you, because we've got about 4 monitors and I can't see because the sewing machine was doing it. So I have to keep looking at it. I've got 3 screens that are right in front of me.
So I've got the seams, the seam is open. Just going to pop a pin to keep the seam open.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm just going to stitch across the top there. If I just do that one.
There you go. You see, I'm not. When they cut back, they must think, oh, he's not paying a blind bit of notice to what Susan's saying.
I'd nudge him if I didn't think he was paying attention.
But I have 3 screens in front of me that are really big that I can watch. Because it's all done for you at home, you see, not for me.
And take your pin out, and there's your corner. I'll show you how it works in a minute when we turn it. So you do the same to the other side. Hold it down.
I can't believe how easy this is to create.
Very easy. But sometimes you just want something that's very easy.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, maybe you're going on holiday and you want a different bag for every outfit that you want.
Yeah.
Maybe you've got different costumes to match. You want
Well,
a bag
the
to
other
match
thing, if you're going out to an
stuff.
occasion and you've got a dress and you can't get anything to match, and if you've made the dress yourself, you could actually make a bag like this, and the pocket could be the same fabric as, so that, you know, everything matches.
And it's a nice little bag to hold as well. It's not too big, it's not too cumbersome.
No.
It's a nice little carry bag. So maybe you're putting your lunch in there. Maybe you are using it as a tablet holder if you wanted to.
We then just push the corners out.
Oh, I'm back. Back to the TV.
Push the corners out. And there is our bag.
Look at that.
All we've got to do now is attach the handles. So, making sure that they are flat so that the handle comes up, so your stitching is on the inside. Just put it so that it's halfway across the pocket if you want to, or alternatively you can actually do it right by the side. It's just a matter of choice. On this one we'll do it right by the side so you get the full effect of the pocket. Pin it into place.
With the excess...
Keep it flat and then do the other side. You don't want to twist in the handle. So again, just pop it in. That's there. There's that one. Right. Yep. Now, instead of measuring, just turn the bag over. Because you've got the edges straight, and you literally just use the handle underneath so that it matches up. You can measure, but...
Well, if you've got one straight, the other one's going to be straight.
It's going to be straight as long as you've got your seams flat. Again, bring it round and match it up with that other pocket, that other handle on this side, which was there.
This would also be a lovely makeup bag as well. If you didn't put the handles on, maybe
you could use it for all sorts, really.
So many possibilities. I just thought before you put the handles on, you held it out. It looked like a big old makeup bag that you could use as well. So if you take the handles off.
So you can baste, but it's not necessary. Now the lining, you sew the sides, bottom, leaving a gap for turning. I suggest you leave a gap so you can get your hand in it.
Okay.
Sew the corners like before. You pop the bag into the lining, pushing it in, and then just give it a little shake. And again, match your seams up, in your seams.
Looks like one of them posh bags that comes in an expensive bag carrier before you get it home.
Yeah. Match your side seams up.
And remember, you're getting all this material as well. You haven't got to worry about you getting everything you need to make these bags.
And for making future bags, on the pattern, it does actually tell you how much fabric you need.
Oh, it does tell you on the pattern?
Yes.
Fabulous.
Yeah, all of my patterns do.
That's what we like to know.
Because you wouldn't want to buy a pattern, then you're the one that's got to work out how much fabric I need.
You'll actually need.
No, I've done all that. It's always on there. So we just pin that into place. put one in the middle, do the back.
Got about 2.5 minutes.
Yep. We're just going to sew around the top of the bag.
And push it through.
And then turn it right side out. And again, we'll open the bag out and then we do the top stitching. But we won't have time to do that because it'll be time. So, again, now, when you all don't start on the seam, start about 1 inch away from the seam because it's much easier for the machine to adjust and get it nice and flat.
Oh, okay.
So all I'm doing, going round, just being careful when I come to a handle. Take the pin out. Your machine it'll just cough and splutter a bit going over the handle because suddenly it's going from 3 layers of fabric to 8.
Oh, so it'll take a bit of...
It'll take a bit of pulling and pushing. So then just sew right the way round the top, keeping it nice and straight. Making your pin. I take my pins out as I go along. That's entirely up to you. Some people like to tack. I'm too lazy for tacking. If I'm dressmaking, I do tack because obviously, you know, there's lots of different elements when you're dressmaking. But in a lot of cases, you wouldn't really want to try dressing with all the pins still in it.
Oh no.
No. Or trousers.
Do you just dressmake or do you make jackets? Do you make men's
I
jackets?
make all sorts. Wedding dress.
Yeah,
I used to make. I made my daughter-in-law's wedding dress. I made it in 13 days. Yeah, that's what I said at the end of it. Good Lord.
We've got 45 seconds left.
So now we can turn it inside out, pull it through the gap, and because your hand has gone in, pull it right side out.
Details are on the screen at the moment for this very bag. All you have to do is pick your colourway. £19.99. 615196 is your item number. Please check out your baskets if there's anything in them. We have 15 seconds
what
left.
I would suggest, when it's like this, press the top, press the bottom, and then sew the bottom up, turn it right side out, and you're ready to top stitch, and it's finished.
Simple as that.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. So that was the quickest bag I've ever seen made during an hour. When are you back? Quickly.
I'm back on the 14th of February.
14th of February,
8
Valentine's
o'clock.
Day, 8 o'clock.
Back in the morning.
Don't go anywhere. One day special next.
Hello, I'm Hayley, and you might have seen me presenting here at Hochanda. Well, I've always been an avid crafter behind the scenes and have been given the opportunity to share some of my favourite products with you in a monthly show called Handmade by Hayley. I'll be covering lots of areas of soft crafts like quilting, dressmaking, sewing, knitting, even printing your own fabrics. I'll even be bringing some items from my own Handmade by Hayley range. So I hope you'll join me, let me inspire you, and maybe you will discover a new craft in the process.
Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. Welcome to Good Morning Hochanda, your daily breakfast fix of your favourite crafts at 7 a.m. Whilst you're getting ready to start the day, join us every morning for the Deal of the Day, a product available at a special price but only for the 24 hours or while stocks last. Also, part of your morning routine should be the Sunrise Specials, your favourite crafting items available at a special low price but only for the hour. Tune in to Good Morning Hochanda and start your day with a deal.
Hi, I'm Anna and I'm a founder of Craftbox UK. Craftbox is a box full of craft supplies that we send to our customers monthly. The company has been going for a year and a half, and as a crafter, I wanted to find a box which I could receive every month and would be full of craft supplies. As I couldn't find such box, I decided to create it myself, and that's how Craftbox started. Every box contains at least 15 products, which are beautifully hand packaged by a team based here in Cambridgeshire. All products are placed in a beautiful, sturdy box, which is ribbon tied, and we hope that by receiving this box, you will feel like it's Christmas every month. Make sure you don't miss the Craftbox shows on Hochanda.
Yes, indeed. Good evening. It's 9 o'clock.
It's 9 o'clock.
It's 9 o'clock.
I've not done a 9 o'clock hour
No,
yet.
I haven't. This is
oh
my
my
first.
gosh. We're sharing a first.
This is a
Very
first together. 9 o'clock. We are live. We're all live.
Oh,
we're
we're
here.
live.
We're live, all right. We're going nowhere.
I know. I know.
One day special, extremely busy in the double launch hour that you had.
It was indeed.
Your one day special are these three here. It's from the brand you know and love. It's All and Create.
Yeah.
And they're
Seriously cool.
brand new dies for £38.97. But I don't say this often, but I don't want you to buy that. I don't want you to buy it yet. Just hold your horses.
Don't buy it.
Don't buy it. Don't you dare. Put that mouse down. Then we've also got your stencils as well.
On card, I don't know. Is that the way
I
you
a little
trade?
face. I don't know. A little face app. Bought it. Stencils, £29.97. Once again, if your budget will stretch, you've got a bit more in your budget, don't buy that either. This is what I want you to go for.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, there's more.
There's more, love.
We've got more little stencils as well. Once again, the details will appear on the screen. Hold your horses, dearer. Hold your horses. Don't you go anywhere, Mavis. Hold it.
Hold it.
I got a treat for you. You know All and Create. You love All and Create and everything they bring you. So if your budget will go for it, go for the entire collection. £75.92. If you're a Freedom member, £68.33 is a delivered price, and it's on flexible payments. If you're not a member of Freedom, it'll be 34. No, that is the Freedom price. £34.17. That's less than you pay for the one day special.
Yep, your first payment, and then obviously I think you get so much for your money with
You
this
really
bundle.
do.
It's just, and I don't, obviously, I'm not talking quantity that you get so much for your money. You get so much creativity, you get so many possibilities. You get with this, you've got such good, strong designs, you know, and that's what All and Create are so good at. Shall we show you products?
Yeah, let's do it. Because All and Create don't just give you a stencil. They don't just give you a die. They give you 3, 4, 5 dies in that one element.
Yeah. Exactly. Like with the stamps, it's always broken up so you can get so much out of them. These dies, now these are big dies. On the packaging, they don't look as big, but they are big dies. They're cool. You know, when you actually come to use these, even if you only use a tiny bit of the die, it's going to look good. So you've got 3 brand new dies. I mean, I know when Abs showed me these, he was so excited.
I can see
He was
why.
so excited because he was like, oh my word, aren't these cool? And I'm sure, or Abs, if you're watching it, I'm sure it's Papasha who's done these. I'm sure it is, because it's so Papasha's styling. But they are seriously cool. So you're getting your 3 dies for starters. You've then got, and these are by Olga. We did say that in the last hour. Drop one. Could I give you that?
I'll hold
swoop
this
down.
Look at the size of this.
Isn't that fabulous? The detail of that is exquisite. Whether slippy little devils, aren't they?
Slippy little critters.
So what you've got with that, you've got all the beautiful swirls. You've got the florals. I adore these. There's so many ways of using them. They're ridiculously detailed, aren't they fabulous?
It reminds me like a tattoo sleeve.
Yeah.
That you have sort of just off your shoulder.
Suit
oh,
you.
look at me.
Maybe that should be me demo, it being 9 o'clock.
Just one of my guns out.
Oh, well, I'll just use a little bit of ink. It'll wash off
It won't
after
take
a while.
much, trust me.
We'll just use a little flower in the middle.
That's all it would take, this one. That would go all the way around my little arm.
Oh, but yeah, you've got your second one. Now this is beautiful.
It's all padding under it.
Same.
That's why I wear a jacket.
Same. It's awful, isn't it? I know all about padding.
Sorry, I digress.
This is gorgeous. You've got all the flowers. You've got the beautiful leaves on there as well. You've got the swirls. I mean, yeah, isn't it stunning? I really like these. And then the third one, they're all equally ridiculously cool. The third one, I mean, again, look at all that going on there. The detail is amazing. Like, I can see waves in there. I can see buildings. I can see trees. You know, there's so much going on. It is fabulous.
Like here, I can see like earth, wind and fire. You've got like fire. You've got the wind, you've got like water in there.
See, I love how everyone will see something different. You know, it's just, they're exquisite. They're exquisite. So that's your bigger stencils, but then you've got your smaller stencils. So that's one of them.
This is one of your smaller stencils that you are getting.
There it is.
You're
well done.
Both of these. I knew there was two stencils somewhere, but I didn't want to ruin everything. But this one is a bit like your flowers. It's a bit like your snowflakes in there. If you want to do this one's like coral reefs. You've got spiders in there. Like shells, you know, when you the beautiful shells that you've got on the bottom, like little fossils in there as well.
They're so cool and different again. Yeah. I mean, this is what All and Create are so good at. The All and Create definitely inspire. You know, not just us crafters, but designers. You know, you'll see an All and Create, and then you'll think, you know, they seem to trigger ideas and inspiration for other people. And then you get things and you think, that's a bit All and Create. So with this one, using part of the stencil, using another one at stencils and the stamps that we've got on, and the stamps, but then the die. The die just cuts across that design, beautiful. Which looks absolutely fabulous.
Also...
Over to you.
No, it's
that one's one of them too.
It was, but I don't know what you. But I like the mermaid lady. But I want to show this one though, because it shows the size of the stencil and the little elements that pop out of your dies that you've got in there. As Jimmy said, our director, you could turn it into a clock.
You could.
It looks ceramic.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, isn't it fabulous, that?
It is stunning.
Absolutely adore that. And that is just the stencil that's been cut out there, which looks phenomenal. That's the octopus lady.
You might already have this in your set already. But then the stencil that's all around the back that's here.
And you see, that's relatively an easy card. Because it's just inking that stencil, but doesn't that look fabulous? And then
that's
the die.
I've only just seen that is the actual die with the T and the 2 cut out of the middle of it. There is T for 2. There's so many beautiful finished samples.
I mean, look at that. I really like that. See, the dies, even though they're a bit different, they're a bit mixed media, they're quirky, you can use them in any way. So you can use them with your florals. I mean, obviously, that's amazing, you know, all those fantastic layers, all the detail there, which just looks sensational. I love that, and I love all the different texture that's going on there. It's really just so effective, isn't it?
And once again, this will work with all of your other All and Create stamps and dies that you've already got from the collection.
And not just All and Create. I mean, there's so many. Yeah, it'll work. And then look, like this. This is one of the stencils with the fabulous monkeys that we've got on.
Yeah, that we bought you the other day.
And this is the thing, I mean, it goes with anything. It doesn't have to be mixed media. It doesn't have to be altered artwork. It can obviously be cute as well. I love that. That is amazing, isn't it? I absolutely adore that. I mean, that is just so effective.
That is stunning. But then, if you think, well, I don't do mixed media around them, I'm not into... You could turn it into your cards and do it
of course you can. I mean, that is just so pretty. That is seriously effective, isn't it? I mean, but Janet's, that is so good because it's been inked through, and then round every part, can you see it's been outlined? So it's black outliner round every one of those elements. Doesn't that look good?
The washi tape's on there as well. There is so much you can do with this, and you can split it onto 2 flexible payments of £34 and 17 webs. You can get everything individually if you want to as well. The easiest thing to do that is jump to our website. Everything is on the website as well. If you want to go for it individually, it's entirely up to you. We've also got monkeys on the show as well. Something different from All and Create, the monkeys, that little cheeky side. But they are all there. You also get the dies with them as well, so you can cut them out. They are beautiful, beautiful stamps. I worked with them last week.
Indeed.
I had the little monkeys.
Little monkeys.
Little cheeky
Quite
monkeys.
cute, aren't they?
They are. I like the little monkeys.
There's some really good images on that.
But it's not what you think. When you think All and Create, you don't think cute and cuddly.
I know. And I like that about them, though, you know, that they'll just mix it up.
No, it's not. It's beautiful.
I thought, before I demo proper, you know,
okay.
before I play proper, because you know that sample that we were having a look at, the one with the ink and then the outliner.
Yes.
So for
This one.
instance, yes, because it's a cool. But just to show you how that's done, because it's such a nice technique, it's an easy technique, but obviously it takes a little bit of time to actually do it. Sorry, I'm rummaging away.
No, it's
you
all
sure
right.
that? Well, I carry on rummaging.
Jimmy was trying to find the card and I literally just put it under the camera.
It's here. Okay. So let me see if that pen works. That pen works. So to do that style of card, all you need to do, get your inks. So I'll just get a few inks. So I'm going to use one of the stencils. This is one of the big stencils, just because I absolutely adore this stencil. There's so much going on. And
Well, I can now see like a little cityscape in there as
I can see the city.
I can see a city just here and here on some like little rocks, like seaside rocks.
Exactly. I love that bit. I love that sort of cityscape that you can see. It's just the fact that you can see so much in it, can't you?
You really can.
Okay, now, I'm not applying any, now, I tell you what I am going to do. I don't do this often, but I'm actually going to tape it down. I don't normally tape my stencils down because normally I'm not too bothered. But this time I am going to keep it quite specific with my colour. So let's get that on first of all. So I get a little bit of the green. I'm not going to do the whole thing because of time, but I'm going to show you the technique. So get in with the orange. I love that the twisted citron, and then I'm using my spiced marmalade. Okay, so just working through that stencil, like so. And I was going to use the yellow, but the yellow is going to be too close to the other colours. So I'm going to use a blue instead. I love that. That palette just makes me happy.
Look at that.
You know when you look at your colours and it's like, yeah, that
screams summer.
Yeah, that's my happy colour palette, is that one. And that's what you need, isn't it?
Happy colour palette.
One needs a happy colour palette in life. So we'll go in with the blue, like so. This stencil is so good. The designs are ace, and it's when you get them home and start to play with them, then you know that's when you start experimenting and going, oh yeah, I could do this, I could do this. I've moved the stencil even though I've got it glued down. Typical, but it'll be fine. Okay, now when you pull this off, okay, so what you would do is, that's beautiful anyway. And I like it, the lines, because I think it gives it a really nice border. So then what you do, you could do this with the stencil in place if you want to, or you can just go around. Now my hand isn't as steady as Janet's, but look, you go around the edge of these. Oh yes, this is very mindful actually. It is one of those that's like, yeah, that takes a while.
Do you think it would be easier with the stencil on, then you just go around the edge of the stencil, or is it swings and roundabouts?
It's up to you. I mean, with the stencil in situ, let me do this, you just have to make sure it's going nowhere. Right, okay. Yeah, you do have to stick it down proper. Make sure you've inked proper, like that. So then, get your tape.
I think you just have to, I don't know, it's one of them things,
It is actually, I mean, because doing it the other way, you need a really steady hand. But doing it this way, just watch your stencil doesn't lift. Because you've got that false sense of security. Because you're going round the actual stencil, if it then lifts, you're going, meow, you know, just like that. but when you're doing it freehand, because you haven't got that, it's funny actually, even though sometimes you do have your little wobbles, but you don't tend to sort of, you know, go zooming along. And that stencil, I think I moved it when I were inking, but don't matter, you'll be able to get the gist. So let me do some of the circles, because the circles are quick and easy and cool. Yeah.
What a technique, though. Like, it's one of them. It's another thing to add to the stencils that you are getting with these, and also for the stamps that you've got, for the dies stencils, sorry, you've got at home. I went through everything then. That you've got at home as well.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the thing, this is why stencils are so good. Right, so with your circles, go around, if you do go around a few times, then when you go on sometimes, when you first go in, sometimes you see the joining line if you're not really careful. But if you go around a few times and you're dead careful with that joining line, you won't see the joining line. I'm definitely not doing all of this, because it will literally, can you imagine, a full hour just going, I'll just be a moment.
Just two more.
Nearly finished.
But look at that.
But now I've done obviously just a few little bits, but you can really see it. Yeah. So it's a really good technique. It's absolutely doable. It's an easy technique, but it will take you time. But it looks good. It really looks good.
Really
I tell you what I really like with this technique as well. So say, I like this. Gone off on my tangent. Let me find a bit of card in my pile of stuff. Oh, come on, Peugeot. There you go. So, what I do like about this technique, so say I got my flowers, okay, and put ink on the back of the... Oh, I didn't want to do it this way, but anyway, we'll see. This wasn't what I were going to do at all. Absolutely wasn't what I were going to do. I'm going to show you what we're going to do rather than that. That's, do you know, sometimes...
This could be our first and last 9 o'clock.
Please.
Yeah,
if this is the way I affect it, then I will carry on. I will carry on in that vein. Because that would be marvellous now, wouldn't it? I think we'd all agree. Only joking. So...
If anyone's watching, love it really.
Having my best life. Is that the expression that I really hate? Having my best life, and it's like that expression does my head in. Oh, am I just having my best life? You see it on people's like Facebook and Insta, and you think, no, you're not.
No,
you're just blagging it. You're blagging it for you're just.
You're only in a coffee shop down the street.
Yeah. You've been charged overpriced for a bit of coffee, and that's your best life. That's as good as it gets. Sorry. Living my best life. Oh.
Caught the bus, it was on time, living the best.
Now that, maybe
that is
So, it's just living my best life, i.e. I need everybody to think that. Anyway, that's social media sorted. So, okay. I like this too, right? So, smudging it. And then I'll pick up the excess, like so. We're on a vein with best life.
Jimmy's still going.
Jimmy's having his best life as we speak. Jimmy's currently in the right zone for best life zones. So if I go in again, now this is obviously a little bit wet. You wouldn't do this when it were a little bit wet. But I like this because when you blend it like this, you'll get that really watercolour effect. So the actual design will be bled a little bit, but then when you come in, you start emphasising it again. And it looks like you've done some really seriously cool colouring in techniques, when literally all you've done is just splashed it with water. Of course, again, not going to do the full thing. Bored already. So I'll just do a little bit because that's me done on that. But can you see? So it looks like you've done a really cool colouring in technique when all you've done is lifted the paper. Of course, when you've done that, it would look amazing. When you've finished it, I'm going to pop it over there because we're not finishing it. So what I want to do...
Details on the bottom of the screen are for your one-day special. Currently there for the dies. That's your... that's not the dies.
Oh, that is... Well spotted.
Jimmy's living his best life.
All the buttons.
That's all our Jim's doing, bless him. That was your craft along, which is this Sunday with our Alex. Alex
Tracy.
is doing it. And Tracy.
Oh, Tracy. Oh, sorry, I'm just picking up my brew.
Picking up your brew. Have a little sip if you
It's only hot water. I was just picking up my brew.
Wet the whistle before we go straight in.
Absolutely. Well, it takes a lot of talking, doesn't it,
Well,
this
it does. Mental. You need to stay hydrated. You want to let the water levels droop at 10 o'clock.
You don't want that, do you?
You don't want drooping at 20 past 9.
Drooping water levels, darling. That'd be appalling, wouldn't it? Right, shall we do a demo where we don't actually know what we're doing?
Let's do it.
Let's do that, shall we? So, I like this because this is going to be... I have no idea where I'm going, folks. So I've got something in my head, but I don't know if it'll work. So let's go for it.
I love these demos because I stand here and slowly watch Leonie go...
Yeah, I know. So do I. Nothing. Do you remember? Were it not Vic and Bob? Oh, I've forgotten again. But it were a programme, and he used to like, oh, we're going in the garden and we're going to paint. We're painting a beautiful landscape. I'll just put a little bit of black on, and his wife would go, don't use the black, Cyril or whatever he was called, and he'd just, I'm just putting a little bit of black, and then he just black, and he'd put the whole painting in black. It's kind of what I do. Yeah. So I like that. I'm going to leave it as it is.
I'll be back.
So, background. So I wanted a background, but I wanted a darker background. There is a reason. I have got a reason. What do you need there? So that's my first layer.
Look at that.
See, Distress Oxides are fab because just that is kind of cool.
Chalkboard right there.
Chalkboard. So let me I want that one again, because I really like this one. So taking that stencil, and I am randomly going to go in. I want this really quite dark, so I'm going to go back in again with the black, like so, like this, and just start to build this up. And there is a reason, because I've already die cut my dies. Now, normally with my dies, I always use, with these dies, I always die cut them in black. And that looks amazing. But I thought, well, what if I die cut them really bright, but my background
was
is
really
dark. And I thought, let's have a see what it looks like. So, of course, I'm guinea pigging. You know, everybody at home are the guinea pigs. So, let's have a little see. I'm going to bring a tiny bit of colour, but it's you know, it's not going to be intense because we're on that black background. The cardstock is slightly damp as well, so the Distress Oxides, because we're going on to a damp card, the Distress Oxides are obviously being watered down slightly because of the background card. The card, as ever, I will be cutting down, so I nearly always cut my card down when I've finished. So just working around, moving the card to work around the actual image. Like so. And they are absolutely massive stencils. They're beautiful. They're beautiful stencils. They're seriously cool. They are.
If you're looking on the website, and in fact, maybe flicking through the website and you're looking at the photos and the imagery, they are big. They're a lot bigger in real life. Even the dies are bigger than real life than what you're actually seeing, than the actual packaging stuff. So please don't be fooled.
Now, look, when I do that, can you see in centre I've lost the detail?
Yeah.
The reason I've lost the detail is when I was putting this on, I noticed the brush I was using, because I washed it earlier and that was still damp. So the reason is, when I was doing that, it were pushing the ink under there. So that's why it's done that. So there's always you know, when you've made a bit of a boo-boo, there's always a reason. But it's okay, we're on live telling, it don't really matter. So let's find my stencil brush. There it is. So we'll make this intense. So if I take black gesso, in the first hour I had a bit of a black gesso obsession as well. It seems to have continued. It is funny, I seem to get these like really random obsessions. This for some reason, is black gesso obsession.
Black gesso's not a bad obsession to have, though, I suppose.
It could be worse.
It could be worse.
Especially on live TV.
Exactly. Could be a lot worse.
Could be a lot worse. I mean, we could be carted off. I'm living, I suppose, yes, I am currently living my best life. See, you want to say that, like, you know where you are. I'm living my best life. Don't you? Yeah. It's like, you need to be Eeyore when you say it. Are you having a good time? I'm living my best life. Eeyore is always living his best life. Because obviously Eeyore never went. Okay, so let's have a see. Just allowing it to fade out, so it's not going to be intense, but I just want it to, as it's going to the edges, it just fades out a little bit. See what I mean? Right, so now what I might do is just go around edges to emphasise it.
Look at
Did you say it's going to look cool, Jimmy? I love this. That's so nice, because you believe I have no idea if it is. No, I love that you've got the, you know.
Well, I've seen the little sneak peeks as you keep lifting it up, and it looks...
Yeah, it did look all right.
Oh.
Yeah, that does look a bit cool, actually.
So remember your complete collection, the details are on the screen. You're getting so much for your money. You're getting 5 stencils, you're getting 3 dies, but already 50% of the stock has gone, and this is the 3rd live hour. We are live, we're here with you till 10 o'clock this evening, and you are getting all of this that you see at the moment, all of that for £34.17 on your first flexi if you're a Freedom member.
Boom. Okay, so let's have a see, shall we?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that does look quite cool. So that really does pop off the page. So if I take this now, I'm cutting it down because I think it needs cutting down. I am going to take some of the actual detail away, but because I don't want it to be as it is, you know, I don't want it to be too literal. So if we take that off as such, we just change the design. So it's not the stencil as it was. You change the design.
Look at
so
that.
you've got that, and it is a really cool design. I like this because I want to glaze that. I think that'd be really cool with a glaze. But you see, the reason I did this was because I wanted to see what it looked like bringing something bright in. So I cut these in the really, oh, that's cool.
Look at that.
In the really bright colours. Because I thought, you know what? I bet with something like this, it is going to look quite cool. So if I bring that in there, but then let's mix this. So let me see on all the bits and bobs that I've got here. Have I got that in a different... See, I wanted that in black. Bear with. I'm rummaging. There. So I've got bits, you see. Which one is there? Let's see, I might do it like this.
So you can now start matting and layering.
Yeah. So, but only in elements.
All right, a little drop shadow.
So that's going to... Let's have a look. That looks interesting, doesn't it? So you've got that kind of going on. And I do quite like bringing the layers underneath, but we'll have a little see on that. Might not do that yet. So do that. But then we can bring in, because I've got the numbers. So let's glue it. Let's just glue it.
Just glue it, let's go
just
for
glue
it.
Just glue it,
I was
Leonie.
just standing here thinking, pondering while I was watching. Pondering.
I could ponder.
In theory,
Yes.
Yes. Your theory is you're getting 8 stencils. Because your dies as well, if you cut them out, you could use your dies as also a stencil as well.
Indeed, you jolly well can. Yes, indeed. And I was in the first hour, I used it as a stencil. So,
I missed that bit.
Yes, well, you were busy.
I was busy.
You were probably very busy.
I had a little meltdown with the lunch.
Did you have a meltdown with your lunch?
It sort of dribbled everywhere in my bag.
Oh, that's not... It wasn't your fish pie, were it?
No, it wasn't fish
Oh,
pie.
thank goodness.
That's next week.
Oh, that'd be bad as a dribbling about.
Oh.
Oh,
no,
you
I
would.
don't know what it was. It was some... Oh, well, the missus won't be watching now. It was some low-calorie meal.
Is she doing that for you, darling?
I think she's trying to say something subtly.
What have I got today? You've got some celery. Oh, just celery, love. Yes, just celery.
No dips, no. Nope, no, I think just...
Celery. Have I got any money to buy anything from the machine? No, dear. No, I've stopped all your cards.
Have you met her? I am joking if she's watching.
Yeah,
I'm only joking.
yeah, no,
Lovely dear.
that is. I love celery. No, it's really nice. See, I quite like that too. Let me look. And I like looking on it overhead just to see what it does. No, I think I prefer the pink because that pink is just striking, isn't it?
That is. I
But
think
then
everyone
with the
needs one of these
blue
overhead
underneath.
cameras.
Yeah, everyone needs overhead in your life. The overhead is just so good because you can see. But if you haven't got an overhead at home, then take a photograph of what you've done. Because they don't stick mirrors on the ceiling, Jimmy, love. It's not that kind of programme.
Might be 9 o'clock, Jimmy, but come on now.
Oh, Jimmy. We don't, Jimmy. That's why Nigel may visit.
No, I won't be coming, Jimmy.
Jimmy showing everyone his mirrored ceiling. It's okay, though. It is in the shed. Is that weirder?
I think that's even worse.
Is that weird? Yes, it's weirdly on. It's weird having a mirror ceiling in your shed. I'll move on really quickly. Is it weirder? Is it weirder to have the mirrors in the shed, darling? Yes, dear. Yes, dear, it is.
Oh, dear man. Is
so-
this the one that's repeated this hour?
It isn't. They don't repeat it, do they?
Yeah, they do. This is the one that's repeated all night till tomorrow morning.
Good grief. Gosh, that's scary, isn't it now?
Right, so what are we up to next, Fiona?
I'm just trimming. So, in the shed. So,
That sounds even worse.
what are you trimming, darling?
Oh, let's not go there.
The privets. The privets. I'm trimming
Your
the
privet
privets.
in the shed. Oh, Fiona.
With my mirrored room ceiling.
Oh, I can't breathe.
Too much privet. Breathe, darling, breathe.
Oh no, I'm going to walk in tomorrow without no jobs. Come on.
One thinks you're visualising that quite well. We're living our best life. So,
I like
that's what
this,
I'm doing.
though.
I do. It's a miracle, isn't it, that this has come together. So, popping that down, because I think that's great. So, I'd like this over the blue, because I think it looks rather fabulous. Like this. There we go.
If you're still with us, email in studio@hochanda.com.
Tell us where.
Tell us where you are.
Do you do in your shed?
We don't want to know what you do in your shed.
Leave the shed, Leonie. Walk away from the shed.
Just let me know you're there.
I haven't got a shed, but I like the smell.
The smell of what?
Sheds. I love the smell of sheds.
What, you walk around home-based being cute?
Sniffing sheds. Sniffing sheds. Do you not? Do you not like the smell of sheds? Oh, I love smell of sheds. Anyway.
If you open your shed door one morning and Leonie's there,
Sink corner.
trimming a privet,
Sniffing your shed room.
email studio@hochanda.com.
If you'd like me to come and sniff your shed,
No.
we could do a programme. Ooh, the sheds we'd sniffed in our life.
Well, that could be a Facebook Live tomorrow.
Oh, tell us. What's
Let Leonie loose in your shed.
the small places we visited. Okay, see, now then.
I like.
I'm liking this. So, bringing some of these elements in. All these are fabulous because obviously, see, we brought it back. We brought it back. See, now, that looks cool. So you've got all these little elements. And I wanted to use dyes I wanted to die cut it bright because obviously a lot of it I've actually die cut in black every time. But really, when you die cut it in gorgeous bright colours, they do look really, really cool. And of course, there's so many bits you can use on it. All these little bits, I love how we brought it back to what we're doing.
Well, no, but the bits you're using now is the waste, in theory.
Precisely, precisely. And that's the lovely thing about it. You know, you can use all these little elements and it works. So I love that. What I do with that then is actually matte and layer it onto your pink, and I bet I won't be able to get away with that one, no I won't. But when you matte and layer it onto the pink and then onto black.
Yes.
So I don't know if I've got a piece of pink I haven't chopped up. Yes, I have. So you'll pop that onto there and then it'll go onto black and that'd look really cool. And then all I'd do, I'd add words onto it as ever. So I put a little old word on that. I would put it onto the next great adventure. So onto the next. So you could have onto the next. And then have we got emails?
Dave, we've had an email from Dave.
David Brigg, isn't it?
Is it David Brigg?
Yeah, of course it will be.
That's slightly more relieving.
Yeah, it's all right.
You're welcome in Dave's shed anytime.
See, it's all right, sorry, David Brigg. Yeah, you're
Dave's got a good shed, though.
Yeah, well, he does a...
And then...
Exactly. So, yeah, it'd be well good.
No, it would.
Yeah.
Dave said he's got plenty of mirrors in his shed.
Oh, good grief. Dave, stop emailing in there, mate. Leave it there, Dave. Leave it there. Brilliant. Have we had more shed talk?
Sylvia said she's not in a shed with a mirror. Well done, Sylvia. Well done. Jimmy's... Sam from Be Crafty said the dolls are giving a weird
Not
look.
the dolls, darling.
The dolls.
The dolls. Oh, my dolls are laughing at me. My dolls are looking at me weirdly. No, the dogs.
I thought the dolls are looking at us.
I've had a bit of sugar, you see. That's my problem. That's my problem. Cheeky rice pudding.
Oh, this time. You'll never sleep.
I know. Well, it couldn't be coffee, could it? Because that'd be the end.
Oh.
My friend. So it had to be, cheeky bit of rice pudding.
So a bit of jamming?
No, I didn't. But I do like rice pudding with jam. And it's a vegan one.
Oh.
Yep. I know they've started doing the vegan rice puddings. My happy days. I am having my best life.
You are living your best life.
Living my best life.
Hashtag best life.
Best life. No, it was absolutely delicious. To be fair, delicious. Now, I would actually put a shot of pink in there, but I haven't got any paint, so I can't do that. But I would if I did, but I don't, so I might have to get over that, because I don't think my distress crayons will. Then again, maybe they will. Just because I want a bit of colour in centre.
Okay.
Before I glue that down. And then when I glue that down, it just gives it a cheeky bit of colour. There we go. So all I'm doing now, layers. So you'll layer it up, put it on your card. And I like this because, again, it is different, you know, and it just shows you with your dies. I'm not even using full dies there. Cut them down. You know, obviously you can snip into them. I love that one where it's just your corner. I mean, you can create beautiful frames with that. And these are designed by Papasha. Was it Janet who emailed in and told us? Janet, thank you, my love. Yeah, I mean, you can tell really, can't you? It's so Papasha because it's got that lovely sort of texture going on there. And so all I'm going to do now, just layering up these. And the lovely thing is, you know how we go in, we drop shadows with black normally? What I would do is actually go around with my white gel pen with this one and lift up some of the elements with the white. So really it's almost kind of working in reverse to what I'd normally be doing, you know, and I think that's nice because it gives you a different look. It gives you a completely different look to what I'd normally be doing, which I quite like.
But it also, on the flip side of that, it also, for those papers that maybe you're not into your pinks, and your teals, and you think you always go for the same paper. These use those papers that you might have a lot of in your collection, so you can really go to your background and go, right, I love my backgrounds, I like the dark colours, but then flip it on its head and then use some of the elements from the brighter papers that you've got with the dyes.
Exactly, and the lovely thing is, because when you actually die cut them down, if you're not into those colours, they never look as harsh. They never look as strong when they're die cut down. So if it's cardstock and papers you're not really into, you kind of get away with it when they're actually die cut. Right, I'm going to stop layering now. I am going to mat and layer that up so you can see what it looks like, and I'll put a bit of white gel on it. But I really like that. I think it's different, quite intense. I would put but no, I'm happy.
Well, while you tinker,
I'll tinker.
While you tinker, we are going to look at the craft along for this Sunday. So it is this Sunday. So you won't be there in time now, but you can record the 2 hours this Sunday coming up at 2 o'clock, and then you can watch it back. You'll need all 3 stamps to create this as well. Save me telling you about it. There's a lovely lady who does a lovely voiceover telling you everything you need to know about the craft along.
Would you like to improve your crafting techniques by watching and crafting along with your favourite Hochanda guest demonstrators, or from the comfort of your own home? If the answer is yes, then we are excited to invite you to Craft Along, where you, our presenters and guests, will create an amazing array of projects throughout the year. Each month we will be bringing you a brand new kit that you can purchase on the day of each show. Or if you pre-order your kit, you will receive £5 off a purchase of £20 or more of any additional products featured within our Craft Along brand shop that month. So tune in, be inspired and create with Craft Along, your monthly crafting workshop.
Yes, indeed, the 19th of January at 2 p.m, one not to be missed. Right then, the one-day special, extremely busy, but the busiest overall is the entire collection. Brand new today from AALL & Create. 50% of the stock has already gone. Now, there's a freedom price on this, as you can see on the screen, £68 and 33 pence, and it's also on FlexiPay as well, £34 and 17 pence if you're a freedom member. That Flexi, by the way, is less than your one-day special on its own. Yeah, you heard me correctly. That is less than your one-day special on its own. £34 and 17 pence across 2 Flexi buys, and you can get all this home today, and then there'll be another 34 and 17 in a month's time. But then you can create some absolutely stunning pieces of work. So maybe you're journaling. Maybe you're going to put them in your journal. How beautiful does that look, using just the different elements that you've got from the dies and also the stencils as well. You can really go to town with these, or just use the smaller elements in them. There is so much you can do. Mix and match them with the other stamps that we've got as well. So we've got these monkeys on the show, so you can put all of this. There is so much variation that you can do. Then, once again, I love this T for 2 as well, something different. You can just cut them out and use the circles if you want to just use the circle on their own. Then you've got your stencils in there. So maybe just using the stencils on their own, but you can also use them as backgrounds. So you really can go to town with the backgrounds as well. Then there's so many. You always know when you get a good set of stencils and dies because there is so many finished samples. You're also getting the little ones in here as well, so these tiny little flowers that you get in there that you can use on all the cards, or use an entire stencil on its own. How beautiful does that look? Something about the seaside that I can see in that. It's like looking into tiny rock pools, or just using small elements of the stencils themselves that you've got on there. Or you can go all out and all to town. There is so much you can do with your one-day special, or the complete collection. But already 50% of the complete collection has now already gone. £75.92. Maybe your budget won't stretch to this. You're thinking, Adam, I'd love to go for it, but my budget won't stretch. I only like a few elements. We'll jump to the website. On the website, you can go individually. You can get smaller bundles. Maybe you just want the one-day special. Or you can have the dies on their own, or the stencils on their own as well. Remember the size of the stencils that are on there. Well, they are huge stencils. About A4. Would you say the largest one's about A4?
Yeah.
About half an A4. It's about A4 size we're talking about. And you've got all the other stencils on there as well on the show that you can see that we'll no doubt we'll be seeing over the course of the next 24 hours. Right then, we're back at demonstration. We've got 15 minutes left. Where's this hour gone?
Where has the hour gone? They do fly though, don't they?
They do.
You know, it's always really busy. Now, what I wanted to do was, I'm going to use one of the stamps. Now, there are loads of stamps, so check out the website, because they're all on the website. Oh, all these bits of card. Another bit of card. Sorry, when I say a bit of card, obviously the huge pieces of card, but I'll cut it down slightly. Just taking a bit of card. I've got my stamps. So you will find, I know, aren't they just fabulous? They're all on the website. What I love about these stamps, and we talk about it a lot, that you can get so many elements out of one stamp, but this has got so many elements. You know, you can do so much with this. So what I'm going to do is just turn that round. And for this one, I'm only aiming, I want his face. That's what I'm going for. So I'm just going to start to ink that up. Now, I'm not bothered if it's not perfect, because I'm going to be colouring it in anyway. And I did one of the samples using this stamp. And well, I've done this stamp quite a lot. I just adore this stamp. So taking my card, I'm actually going to place the card on top of it and just press down where I'm hoping I've inked. And then I've got that beautiful image, which is fabulous. Now, when I say about, you know, with the stamps, I need a new ink pad again. That when I say about how many different elements are in that stamp. So, for instance, I mean, you could just be lifting out, like, the corners there. You know, this is what I love about these stamps, because each one will have multiple images in there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
there's
each
so much
one,
in them.
they're absolutely jam-packed. They're fabulous, fabulous stamps. So we'll pop that one to the side.
Because normally you would just get the man's face and a few sentiments around the outside, and the main focus would be the gentleman's face. Where with this, you can have your focus as a gentleman's face if you want, or you can use the elements that are around him to bring in, like, backgrounds if you want to use the sentiments as one. There's so much you can use. That's what I like about AALL Create. They get value for money is a word that springs to mind. You can use them over and over again.
I think it really inspires creativity because they're so different, you know, because everything's so, I don't know, so unique. Now, I must admit, when I coloured this in at home, I didn't think about it. I just put colour down, so I'm going to attempt not to think about it again, like I did when I was at home. And I actually put lots of really quite weird and wonderful colours down, like this. Because I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to play with colour and see what happens. So I'm going to put blue. I'm going to put a little bit of green in there. And these are Inktense pencils that I'm using.
Is this your one, Leonie?
It is. It is. And I just wanted to play with colour when I was doing this one, because I don't get brave with colour often. Apart from when I'm doing Jane Davenport shows, that's the only time I get brave with colour on faces. So I just thought, you know what, I'm going to do it on this and just see what happens. Because that's the thing, isn't it? You know, if you don't like it, I mean, if you don't like this, you just stamp the image again. Do you know what I mean? It's not a big deal. The other thing is, because this is a water pencil, so if I thought that were too heavy, because it's a watercolour that I'm working with, you can lift it out a little bit anyway. So this one's even heavier than the one I did at home, so it might be a bit too intense. But I just wanted to play with colour and see, because sometimes you get stuck in this rut, and sometimes just just messing about with colour can look really, really effective. And just layering those different shades, it can be quite unusual.
Look at that already.
Quite cool, isn't it? I do like using odd colours on it. I think it looks quite fabulous. But then with his beard, so let's bring in darker colours.
I like this stuff as well, 'cause it looks like he's thinking. And then all the stuff in the air, just like all the thoughts that's going through his head at one time.
Yeah, yeah, it is such a cool image. I mean, depending on how he's coloured in, I'd like him to be my husband. Not like this, though.
Not green. He's not living his best life.
Not my look. It'd be that one.
Your look, he'd be green. Like one of the twits, stuff in his beard.
You're like, oh, that's mine then,
a
is
rice
it?
pudding.
From 3 years ago.
You'll do.
They're like, oh, for goodness sake.
Come into my shed. look at yourself on the roof. It's got mirrors.
Come into me shed.
Give it a sniff.
Oh, hello. Oh, hello, do you want to come into me shed? Oh, hello. What's your name?
Oh, it's got very creepy all of a sudden.
I like doing that. It's my favourite.
I won't sleep on the way.
Oh, hello. I am a sort of cross between Salad Fingers and what's the other one? Thingy. Oh gosh. Don't watch that. It will give you nightmares. What's the other one that I'm thinking? League of Gentlemen. You know, local people.
Oh, the local shop?
Local people. Our shop's just for local people. Or else you're my wife now, Dave. Hey? Who's Thompson Edward? Oh, yes. Yes, we got a local shop for local people. Anyway, so that isn't weird. All I'm doing is colouring in, aren't I, and talking really odd. I do apologise. We're going to play VT.
Are we?
No, I'm only joking. I'm only joking.
I must have missed that one. I must have missed that.
I'm joking. So this one's looking a lot weirder than the one I was doing. Do you know what he kind of reminds me of? In a really, really weird way. Oh, no.
Where's this going?
What's his name from Breaking Bad?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Why is it? But he's got a disguise on. It's Walter with a disguise on. I know, innit? A bit. I don't know why. Maybe because he's really weird. Maybe because he's having a bad time. He's not having his best time. Is he? Okay. See, now, when you go around with your drawing pen, you start to add a few details back in again. And I know this is quite a weird one, but it's worth having a go with.
I like that. This is good.
The one I did first, I like more. But that were being lucky. Well, have we only got 5 minutes?
It's nearly 10 o'clock at night.
Good grief, it's past my bedtime. For goodness sake. No wonder I'm talking in tongues. Past my bedtime. Okay, so you'd finish that off. But then, what does it look like over here? It looks kind of weird, doesn't it? I quite like that.
No, it's quite nice. It is good. It's nicer. And I suppose the different colours that you use, the different effects you're going to get with the same stamp.
Oh, yeah. And this is very random. So the beauty of this is every time it'll be absolutely different because it is so random. And of course you can colour, come in with other colours over the top, get beautiful layers in there. I've created the Incredible Hulk. And then what I wanted to do is, so take your stencils. So if I take that one, now the lovely thing about these stencils, you've got loads of different elements on there. So it'll allow you to get my sponge, the blue sponge. So they're all colour coordinated.
Oh, nice.
Oh yes, we don't mix our colours up on the sponge.
You don't mess with the sponge.
Sacrilege. So now all I'm doing is just a little bit of that colour and just allowing that to blend out. But I can see my image, so it'll allow me to create around the image. So now, if I
Don't repeat that.
have you seen Whistle Down the Wind? Have you? It's one of my favourite films. It's not Jesus, it's just some bloke. It's it.
Oh, you went there.
I've just talked about Whistle Down the Wind. It's just a film, love. Just a film. One of my favourite films. I love it because all the kids are proper northern, and then there's Hayley, who's very well spoken, aren't there? With her brothers who were all like that. Love it. Favourite film, that. One of my favourite films.
Have you ever seen Brassed Off?
Oh, aye, that's good.
I love Brassed Off.
Yeah, that's cracking.
About the trumpeter.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it's good, isn't it? It's a proper feel-good one.
Proper, yeah, it is.
Well, it's quite, but it's great. What's your favourite film in me head? Katy and Jimmy.
Go on, Katy.
Lord of the Rings. Strong. All three.
All three, back to back.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
And Jimmy likes Devil Wear Prada.
Oh, Jimmy.
Oh, this is...
Oh, Jimmy. That's worse than mirrors in my shed. I'm only joking. But fancy that, really, Jimmy. It's a guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure.
Well, now is the time to tell us about guilty pleasures, it would seem. It's that kind of time of night.
Oh, why didn't you say this earlier, Jimmy? There could have been a whole email strand.
We could have, couldn't we? We've had
I think I'm on final call tomorrow. We might do guilty pleasures at 5.
Yeah, that is a good strand, that, isn't it? Guilty pleasures.
So get thinking about your guilty pleasures. Don't email him in now, because they'll be deleted. Save it for tomorrow. I think I'm on fine. I think I'm somewhere throughout the day.
You're on somewhere throughout the day. We'll chat. We'll do a guilty pleasure chat somewhere throughout the day.
Oh, I'm on at final call, so yeah, we'll do it at 5. We'll do 5 o'clock, guilty pleasures.
Oh, that's fabulous. That's something to look forward to.
I'll get straight to sleep this evening.
Can't wait to bounce into work tomorrow, ready for 5. Oof, I didn't know what you're on about then.
No, I don't either. No, Jimmy, after you comment about the mirrors in your shed, I ain't going that route. I so wish you could listen to the people in my head sometimes, viewer.
I haven't seen that one. I'm trying to line this up and I can't do it. Oh, there.
We've got a minute left.
A long time. A minute.
I'll do the details on the screen. The details on the screen are for the large bundle. 594053 is your item number. £68.33 if your freedom price. There's also flexi on this as well. There's so much you can buy. £75.92, or your freedom flexi is £34.17. A bargain. Here's what you're going to get. This plethora. All the way down to here. You're getting all this, you're getting all the stencils and those 3 brand new dies as well, which is also individually would be your one-day special as well if you want to go for them. 20 seconds left, my love.
All I would do is put some of my fabulous dies. I would play about with colouring a bit more, add more to it. That would then get a fabulous thing on there, like sleep.
Thank you.
Time to sleep.
See you tomorrow.
Good night.
So here's the next 3 hours.